What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to another match day here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds taking on Aston Villa in what is, quite frankly, a must-win game. The team news has just dropped, and as you can see, the big breaking news is no Florian Wirtz in the starting 11. It is Georgi Mamardashvili in goal, then a back four of Connor Bradley, Andy Robertson, Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Kanade, a midfield of Alexis McAllister, Ryan Gravenberch and Dominic Soboslai, and then up top it is Ugo Ekitike through the middle, Cody Gakpo on the left, and Mohamed Salah on the right. So, what we thinking? Surprised? I gotta say, I'm a little bit surprised around the Florian Wirtz thing, especially with Maka not being in great form so far this season. But you know what? It is what it is. The manager has made his decision. He's made a selection, and for me, I just want to win. It's as simple as that. Right. Nice to see you all in. Hope you're all well. You know, Manchester United. I was rooting for the United strand. I was rooting for the dude that he was going to be able to cut his hair. But I guess the clock resets now for the young man. That would have been 4 wins today. But, you know, never want United to win. But I was rooting for the young lad to get his hair done. So that's going to have to restart again. So there you go. So look, let's go through the squad. And we'll talk about who's on the bench today for the Reds as well. It is Woodman, Pechi, Gomez, Endo, Kirkes, Wirtz, Chiesa, Nioni, and Rio Ngamoa. That is your Liverpool bench today. Connor said he wants his hair to reach his feet, in all honesty. Lovely to see so many of you guys in, so many kind comments as well. Malik, how are you, sir? Thank you so much for saying that I'm a legend. Appreciate that. Would you tell me, wife? Because, you know, she doesn't put me in that category at all, dude. She puts me in the who needs them category. Right, Gakpo starting every game. Why no Wirtz? Look, you know, I'm disappointed not to see Florian Wirtz starting. Not in place of Gakpo. I would have put him in place of Alexis McAllister, in all honesty. But look, this is the game that the manager has built up to be a big game. This is the game that Arna sacrificed midweek. So let's just hope that we can get the result that we want tonight, because I'm feeling upbeat, lads. I don't know why. I've got no reason to, but I'm feeling upbeat. And I think we're going to get the result tonight. So fingers crossed we can. You know, it's a long road back from here, but you know, every journey starts with a little step, and fingers crossed we can get the win. I want him to look like cousin It out of the Addams family. Look, I never want United to win. But of course I want the young lad to be able to get his hair cut, you know. But look, it is what it is. If we win tonight, I think we can go above United, and some type of normality will be restored to football. We'll take you through the Aston Villa team as well. It's Martinez, Cash, Konza, Pau Torres, Digne, Onana, Kamara, McGinn, Gessend, Rodgers and Watkins. So that is the starting 11 for Aston Villa. We'll run you through their bench, in a moment. So yeah, hope we're all in good form. The Liverpool bench, again, just for those maybe coming a little bit late, is Woodman, Pechi, Gomez, Endo, Kirkes, Wirtz, Chiesa, Nioni and Ngamoa. I don't know why we've got 2 sub-goalkeepers on the bench. You know, that just seems like overkill. Yeah, really does seem like overkill having 2 sub-keepers on the bench, but that is the Liverpool squad for today's game. Ryan said, Slot is so delusional, Maka starting. It's the manager's, it's a big game. The manager has made a big call. You know, you best hope if you're him it works out, because look, at least we do have an option now on the bench from Florian Wirtz. I mean, we looked midweek and thought to ourselves, there's just nothing there on the bench if we need to make any changes. At least today, you know, looking at the bench, there are a few options there. From young Rio Ngamoa is there. Obviously, Federico Chiesa is there. Wirtz is there. Kirkes is there if he needs a bit more pace. So look, let's just fingers crossed for the win, folks. Ramsey deserved a spot on the bench. That's more than fair. That is more than fair. I think Calvin Ramsey did himself no harm whatsoever in that game midweek. So I don't disagree. You know, especially if we had 2 keepers on the bench. I don't know. Feels like overkill. Tipsy Dipsy said, result is required. Hate getting used to losing now. So do I. Despise it, mate. You know, football's supposed to be the relief that we get. Football's supposed to be the escape for many of us, isn't it? And it hasn't really been lately. Now, I can deliver you a little bit of good news. Today, Connor sent the money to Grandad and his grandchild to cover the cost of that trip to Anfield. And it was a bit less than we thought, to be honest with you. We thought it was maybe going to be a bit more. So what we're going to do on top of that is we're going to make a donation to Fans for Food Banks as well. So we're going to get that done in the next couple of days as well. So just to confirm, Grandad has been refunded his travel cost and his ticket cost thanks to your amazing generosity. Connor sent that money today, and we're going to make a donation as well because there was some excess money there from the super chats, and we're going to send it to Fans for Food Banks. So again, thank you all so much for being the great people that you are and being a great and honourable part of our community. Love you all to bits. Right. Also, Craig, what's up with Isak? Still injured, Ryan. Still injured. That's, we did say, to be fair, the manager, that it was very unlikely that he was going to be in the squad today. Same with Jones. He said 99.9%, I think. So, yeah, we're going to have to just hope maybe he's ready for the game on Tuesday. But even that's feeling close. Billy said, that's amazing, Craig and Connor. So nice for you guys to do that. No, look, you guys gave generously and we were totting it up. And, we don't want to take any money that was destined to go for somebody else. So when we found out the amount of money that it cost him for the trip, there was some money left over. And it's just the right thing to do. And yeah, hopefully Grandad can get back to another game and they can enjoy it because, he deserved better than that one midweek. Right. Evening, mate. They better win tonight. Yes. Lovely to see you win, by the way, FC Pitchside. Always nice to see you win, bro. And yeah, hopefully we can get the win tonight. We need it. We really, really need it. What on God's green earth is that lineup? Well, honestly, right, just riddle me this for a moment. If you were to change the lineup, what would you do? Because I have to say, I haven't got too many complaints about the lineup. I would have gone Wirtz over McAllister. But apart from that, this is kind of what I expected for this game. Now, of course, as fans, a lot of us would throw Chiesa in there, right? And understandably so. But I never expected Arnott to do that tonight. So, for me, that's not too far away from the 11 I was expecting. I would have had Wirtz in, but I'm not going to sit here and cry arse about it. I'll save all of that cry arse, and which there'll be plenty of if we don't get the win. Tonight's a results business for me. Liverpool need to stop the rot. Liverpool need to make sure that they get back to winning ways because it's a big, big week in our season. We've got this game tonight, massive game at home against Real Madrid coming up Tuesday. And then, of course, before the international break, we head away to take on Manchester City next Sunday. So, we got to get back to winning ways. Simple as that. This lineup is just last season FC, said Pitchside. Well, maybe he just wants to go back to what worked, or people who know what they're in the league. I don't know, man. Look, we all have our own take on it, and I respect everyone's opinions on it. But for me, I'm just wanting the result. It's as simple as that. And I hope the lads get off to a fast start tonight. The crowd's going to be up for it, no doubt about that. Anfield's going to be bouncing. Fingers crossed the players can step up and match the atmosphere. Right, David Massa, evening Craig, bro, and our lovely community. Always a pleasure, sir. Lovely to see you in, and thank you very much for being with us once again. Oh, I gotta say something to somebody before. I nearly forgot. Oh, yay! I'm so glad I didn't forget. Right, where are we? There we go. Right. So, Clayton's Gold. Carl, how are we? I believe it's a big birthday for you coming up, sir, today. So your wife had emailed to make sure that I do say a happy birthday to you. And again, we appreciate your support, Carl. Clayton's Gold. Happy birthday, mate, from all of us. I'm so relieved I didn't forget that, Carl, because I had it put in my notes to do. And then I started the stream and I was like, oh, somebody reminded me. So happy birthday, bro, from all of us. Hello to wifey as well. Hope all is well. And thank you so much for your support of our community, both of you and and our channel. So yeah, have a happy birthday. And yesterday, myself and my wife Sabrina were together 25 years on Halloween night. Now, I won't tell you the story of how we got together on Halloween night because it's not very PG, let's put it that way. And I'm not talking about from a sexual standpoint. So, yeah, 25 years. I don't know how she has put up with me for 25 years. It feels scary to say the number out loud, 25 years together is a really long time because, I'm 44, so we've been together since we were 19. And yeah, love her to bits. Wouldn't be here without her. And I mean on this planet, wouldn't be here without her. Great mother to her kids, a great life partner for me, a great best friend for me, and somebody who I I know I can always lean and rely on. So Sabrina isn't watching this. She's out at the gym at the minute. But much love to her. It's yeah, I can't believe she put up with me for 25 years. I wouldn't put up with me for 25 years. Right, David Long said mentality monsters to mentality muppets. Discuss. Look, David, if there's one thing, mate, I've never ever thrown against these lads in the last 10 years, is the lack of mentality. This period we're going through now has been the big blip, you know. And if what happened with Diogo didn't happen, I would probably agree with your statement. But I do have to take allowance to that, as much as I don't know how much of an excuse it really is, or, you know, how much it impacts each individual person. It would be unfair of me not to say that could play into it. But that aside, I don't disagree with your statement. It's hard to figure out how we've fallen away so much, mate. But I do hope we can wrestle it back tonight and we can get back to it, because, you know, it's been a real pride for me as a Liverpool fan to be able to look at these guys over the last 10 years and know that they don't give up. They keep going, they keep fighting. And what we've seen midweek and the last, I guess, month, it's not the real Liverpool. That's not the Liverpool. These aren't the guys that we've become accustomed to fighting for every ball and working so hard. So, you know, whatever it is, I hope we can start to slowly wrestle it back around and turn it around and get back to winning ways, because you don't become bad footballers overnight. Victor, let's go. Let's go, bro. Thank you so much. Really kind super chat, Victor. And I'm loving the energy. Let's keep it going tonight, because I need some of that energy, my man. I really do. I'm expecting a win tonight, nothing less. She might as well stick with you now, Craig, raking in the money. Do you know what? I don't know what people think we make each month, but raking in the money wouldn't exactly be what I would say. Certainly more money than I've ever had the opportunity to earn in my life. There's no denying that, because I've had shitty jobs my whole life. But yeah, like, I still live in a council house. I still don't own the house. I'm not on the Goldbridge level of revenue, put it that way. Maybe someday, but I'm very, very grateful for what we do have and where we are. To be able to call this my job, it's a pleasure. All the money spent, and we have ended up with one proper right back. I don't know what to say, Stevie boy. I promised myself coming into tonight's stream that I was going to come in with good energy, with positive energy, be upbeat, and, you know, see what happens. 10k a month minimum, it's way above that. I'm not going to lie, it's above that. You know, I'm not going to, like, every month is different on the channel, but the channel makes well in excess of 10k a month. With regards to right backs, look, I still don't know what the story is with Frimpong, Stevie boy. I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. And Bradley, look, I do rate Bradley. I know that he's been picking up early yellow cards. I know he's been injured a lot and he hasn't really got a run of games. But honestly, as a fullback, I do rate him. So I hope we figure out the balance between him and Frimpong as the season goes on. So yeah. And look, I get it, but we are where we are ultimately, and I just want us to start winning games. What's the channel outgoings? I mean, fuck me, are you my accountant? Not much, to be honest with you. Not much. We've got, you know, accountants, subscriptions, fees, tax, VAT. We have some part-time people that work with us. Obviously, there's our own salaries. But yeah, look, with regards to other businesses, probably not as many overheads as a lot of others. You know, there's a lot of initial startup costs. You know, like, for instance, just computer-wise, we've got 10 grand's worth of computers, probably. Monitors, lights, microphones, subscriptions. You know, there's substantial amounts there, but not as much as another business. Our profit margins be a lot higher in this industry than a lot of others, I guess. Why was Wirtz rested versus Palace and not starting? I guess that's a question that only Arna can answer. Because I'm with you, mate. I would have started him. And I expected him to start, quite frankly. But, like I said, somebody mentioned it a while ago, and it does feel like he's gone back to last season's 11 and gone for people that he thinks can dig him out of this hole. And maybe he's going to look at it and think Wirtz come off the bench and make a difference late on. I don't know. Wirtz isn't going to get better on the bench. Thoughts on the team? Outside of the Wirtz Maka thing, I'm okay with it, John. I'm okay with it, mate. I don't. We all have our take on Chiesa, and I'm with everybody who thinks he should be getting more game time. But other than the Wirtz thing, this is pretty much what I expected of the team. So, outside of that, I can't say I'm sitting here and I'm shocked or I'm angry about it. I just would have disagreed with him on Wirtz and Maka. But like I said, apart from that, I'm good with it. Is the lineup confirmed? Yes, sir. It is, Richie. It is indeed, sir. We're going to get hammered, said Eddie Cox-Wilkins. Are we? I mean, I don't know where to go with that, Eddie, my man. I don't agree with you. I don't know what the result's going to be, but the idea of us getting hammered, unless something's very, very, very wrong, if we do get hammered tonight, then that's going to tell me clearly, Eddie, something's going on behind the scenes. So, I hope you're wrong. I think you probably hope you're wrong as well, but proof of the pudding's in the eating, so let's wait and see, bro. No, Isak isn't on the bench. I'll read out the bench for you now, just in case you've missed it. So Liverpool bench is Woodman and Pecci, 2 keepers on there. Joe Gomez, Wataru Endo, Milos Kerkez, Florian Wirtz, Federico Chiesa, Trey Neoni, and Rio Engamoa. So that is, that's the Liverpool bench. The Aston Villa 11, it's Emi Martinez in goal, then Matty Cash, Konza, Torres and Digne making up the back 4, Onana and Kamara in midfield, then Guesan, Rodgers, McGinn and Watkins make up Unai Emery's starting 11. LFC Drew said if we lose or draw this game, it's over for Slot. Again, we all have our own individual takes on that one, Drew. For me, 2 losses from these next 3 games would be enough for me to think I've seen enough. But I don't think whatever happens, Arna's getting fired. I just don't. I think he's going to get this season regardless. And certainly the vibe coming out from journalists and, people who have better connections to the club kind of seems to back that up as well. We won't agree with everything, dude. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't come in for some flack if we don't win this game tonight. But honestly, context has to matter as well. So we need to see what the performance is like. If we go out there and 2 good teams playing a good game of football and it's a 2-2 draw or something like that, okay, we'll take something from that. I just want to see that the lads are still fighting for the manager. I just want to see that we're heading in the right direction. Bradley plays bad because right wing doesn't track back. There is something to that. And look, to be fair, it's not a new phenomenon with Mo not tracking back. It was similar last season and it's under instruction from the manager. So I guess the problem then came when we had others not doing as much from the front as well. So look, I understand everybody's fear, frustration. I'm with you all. But like I tried to say each week, the game hasn't kicked off yet. Let's give the boys the benefit of the doubt until the match starts. And look, you know me. If the performance isn't there, if the manager's got us all scratching our heads, I'm not going to be backwards about coming forwards and talking about it. But, I just have to wait and see what happens. Can't get angry before the game. Disappointed that Wirtz isn't starting. But outside of that, we just got to wait. Cheers to the #1 fan channel in the world. Well, I don't think we'll ever get to #1 in the world, to be fair. I think Galbridge has that one well and truly sewn up. But look, we're 3rd. I'll take 3rd. When we started this little journey, my goal was to get 10,000 subscribers. That was it. So yeah, whatever happens now, man, like I said, it's all been a dream. It's been a pleasure. And, I'm just going to try to enjoy it. But the football, that's a different thing. The football's got to be better. I might be completely deluded. But I'm really upbeat about tonight. And I'd be a liar if I said I was feeling this way after the midweek game. You know how angry I was about the state of that squad put out. I don't know. Just woke up today feeling pretty optimistic about this game. And could be putting myself in for a lot of pain. But let's wait and see. Gary, Mackay, how are we, Gary? Considering what happened so far, would you have chosen to improve the attack or defence? Still would say defence, Gary. Still would say defence. If I had one pick right now to go out there and get a player or position, it'd be a centre-back. But after that, I would be a wide, pacey, direct forward. I would actually have DM 3rd on my list, as much as many people probably disagree with that. That's where I'm at with it, Gary. But I tell you what, mate, if we don't see some business in January, I am not going to be happy about that one bit. Nimrod said, Slot benching Wirtz again and going back to last season's midfield is just a clear sign that he doesn't have a clue on how to integrate the new players. Or, just to counterbalance what you've said, he's thinking to himself, I got to go back to what worked, and I got to get back to basics, and I got to get back to a system that the midfielders understand, and I got to get back to people that know what's about to win this fixture. You know, again, not saying you're right or wrong. I'm just trying to counterbalance it in Arna's mind, because I'm okay with Wirtz taking longer to settle in. I'm not okay with the results. I'm not okay with how bad we've looked. But in individual things, I expected a season at worst for a player to settle in. So I'm not going to rush into judgment on Wirtz. Isak, it's more the injury stuff that I'm concerned about, and, you know, getting a rhythm for him. Outside of that, I just hope we see better performances from Mo tonight. I hope we see better performances from Canade and Virgil. And I hope Alexis McAllister starts to look like the Alexis McAllister that we've all known and loved since he's joined. The Red King said, same information again. Is Slot trying to get fired? I would imagine he's not, mate. But look, let's be honest. Are you surprised by this? Because I'm not. You know, I wasn't coming in here tonight thinking we're going to suddenly see a 5-3-2 or something like that. I would have been absolutely sure it would be a 4-3-3. So let's wait and see. The manager's made his bed. He gave it the bypass during the week, jibbed off the League Cup, rested up the big players. They have no excuse. He has no excuse. There is no excuse if we don't win this game tonight. So, you know, they turned this into a bigger deal than it may have been if he had have gone stronger midweek, and more scrutiny has come on that team selection with a view to this. So let's see what happens. If he wins this game, you know, we may look back at it and go, right decision. If he loses this game, I think the hole's gotten a little bit bigger for him. If he stays and loses most games and ends up very low down, instead of trying to find a replacement, instead of the season being out, being our worst if it's bad, I guess you have to have an idea of a replacement as well, Jack. Look, I can't speak for you guys. I can only speak for me. I don't want it to fail. I want Slot to figure this out. I want to get back to winning ways. I want these players to bed in. And I truly don't believe that the manager or the players have become bad overnight. I don't know what's caused this blip. I don't know how it's gone on so long. But I am very, very confident that at some point it all starts to click together. And the sooner the better that happens. The league, in my mind, is, you know, that's gone. You look at Arsenal's defensive solidity again. I don't even know if they conceded a shot on target today, but they certainly kept another clean sheet. So they're going about their business in a very efficient way. And for us, my mental side is that I'm hoping we can get to the Champions League knockout stages and do some damage at that point when maybe things have gelled together. You also just hope you don't fall further away from the Champions League spots, because that, you know, that's a minimum is Champions League football with what we have. Happy that Gravenberch is back. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Always better to see Ryan in the midfield than out of it. So, yeah, definitely good he's back. Will we concede first again? I hope not. And I certainly hope we don't do it in the first 15 minutes. Like I said, Arna's dug a hole here. And he's backed the players to make a performance tonight. He's backed the players to put it right tonight. He's given them a rest. There is zero excuses for anyone. The league is far from over, in my opinion. Look, I don't see us turning around 7 points on Arsenal the way we're playing. I think for me to sit here and say that it's likely would be lying to you. Anything is possible in football. But for me to sit here after a month where we've turned a 5-point lead into a 7-point deficit and talk about being, you know, in a title race, it's delusional. We've got to earn the right to be in that title race, and we aren't there yet. Now, we do go above United if we win tonight, and that should be a bare bloody minimum, because it absolutely haunts me that they've been ahead of us for the last week or 2 weeks. It's haunts me because they are shite, like really poor. I know they beat us, doesn't change my opinion. They've been very, very poor. So yeah, we got to get back above them at a minimum. Live Forever 29 said playing Robbo twice in a week is just asking for it. Look, let me ask you another question. Honestly, what do you think the reaction would be tonight if Kirkes was starting this game? Hand on heart, I can tell you that people would be losing their minds, and I'd be one of them. You're right in what you're saying. You know, Robbo, at the age he's getting to, you don't really want to be playing them twice a week. I do totally understand your point, bro, but I'm very happy to see his name on that team sheet over Milosh at the minute. I can't lie, dude. I'm far happier to see Robbo's name there. Jack Nickel said, I wanted to get better. I was thinking worst case scenario, worst come. Look, we've had the conversations a little bit on the streams about what a potential option could be if things do go tits up and we have to make that change. And truly, I don't have an answer there. The only thing I suggested was getting Gerrard in as part of the coaching staff, just to give another mind in there, another viewpoint. Not with a view to him taking over or anything, just he's not working at the minute. You know, Liverpool's backroom staff looks, much changed as well from last season. I would make an argument to get Gerrard in there and start working with some of those midfielders wouldn't be a bad thing. Ella Francis, how are you? Welcome in, all the way from New Zealand as well. Appreciate you. Grim Reaper said Robbo deserves a run out. He knows how Gakpo plays. Kirkes doesn't. Whoever complained about Robbo playing doesn't know what they're saying. Robbo's better than Kirkes. Look, I promise you, if I came on here tonight and Kirkes was starting, there'd be way, way, way more angry people about it. Way more angry people. So I think the left back is probably one of the few positions tonight that I don't really have any complaints about. Well, I say one of the few. Definitely a position I don't have any complaints about. Right, ladies and gents, I need to ask you that favour. You know what I'm going to say? If you can, hit that like button for me. Let's get past that 1,000 like barrier so we can jib that off and not have to think about it again. Also, a reminder, if you'd like to submit your player ratings, because we will be doing a player ratings video after the game, you can do so by scanning that QR code on the screen and joining the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp community. Aaron Staunton, can't understand Maka playing over Wirtz, baffling. Let's ask the chat, because I think we've got a little bit of time for a poll. 1 second. So, 1 second. Right, so who would you start, Maka or Wirtz? Now, of course, you might say neither, but for argument's sake here, let's say who would you start of these two? Which one? Got a feeling Salah scores today. He loves a goal and assist against Villa, said Billy Beckner. Fingers crossed, Billy. David Roberts said, didn't Kirkes get beat on that first Man United goal? Didn't he get beat on the side for a goal in the last 2 games? So, yes, him and Virgil were culpable in my memory for those two. Certainly Virgil trying to pawn off a player to Canada, if I remember right. And look, I just think Robbo's the safer bet for this game, but I do understand what Live Forever was meaning by playing him 2 games a week asking for trouble, because if Robbo picks up an injury, then we are going to be looking at Kirkes. Martin Lawrence said Robbo starting tonight probably makes Kirkes starting position against Madrid. This is a pick your poison 11, I guess, hoping we win all the same. Good point about midweek, because I certainly would think that would make sense, and then you go back to the experience for Robertson for the Manchester City away game. But it's a tough week. This is either going to be a week where we really feel like we're back and the lads are going in the right direction, or it's a week where we're going to find out a lot about where the season is headed. Issa Judah said, Craig, if we lose next, what happens? Or if we lose, what happens next? I don't know, mate. Because honestly, I can give you my opinion, and I've spelled it out. I think 2 losses out of the next 3 games, and I'm saying bye Arna. That's my view, but I think the owners give him the season, no matter what happens. So, like I said, we can all have our own individual views on it, and I've nailed my colours to the mast. I need to see change, because you can't be Liverpool manager and be losing 8 out of 9, 8 out of 10. That type of run isn't acceptable. So he's got to figure it out, and he made a decision midweek to basically give everybody a rest with this game in mind. Now, historically, we don't do well when we rest up players for a week, but let's wait and see if we get a performance out of them tonight. There's zero excuses. It's a nighttime game under the lights at Anfield against opposition we've played many times with, a point to prove for us. There is no excuses tonight. Zero. Don't want to hear about injuries. Don't want to hear about long balls. Don't want to hear about low blocks. Don't give a shit. Win the game of football, or we're going to be... Well, there's going to be problems, isn't there? Because fans are not going to be happy. Chad. Hey, Craig. I strongly believe things are going to start to fall into place. Liverpool will win today. Nebraska will win tonight. I'm happy to see Robbo's appearance in back. Take care, buddy. I don't know if you've seen yesterday, Chad, but I was rocking your Huskers hoodie on the early video yesterday. Chad very kindly sent me over so much cool Nebraska Corn Huskers gear. Blackout shirts, home shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, baseball caps. Everybody walking around my town, mate, is going to think I'm actually from Nebraska at this point, and some cool Crawford stuff as well. Absolute gentleman, Chad, and much love to you, Cooper, and the family. Stevie boy, let's hope they're not tranquilised after a week off. Yep, like I said, no excuse for them not to come out of the blocks fast, mate. None. Stop play the game said, let's not have short memory here. Maka was our best player after Salah last season. Yes, he's not playing well this season, but at the same time, it's first time the team sheet. But you've kind of... How do I say this? I'm not saying you've contradicted your own point, but you've kind of made our point for us. Nobody is saying that Maka wasn't great last year. But last year isn't now. And what we've seen this year, and even midweek, is a Maka who's way off it. Now, again, this is a conversation that I'm not going to say I get annoyed about with people, but football is a what have you done for me lately business. What you did in the past is irrelevant. What you're doing right now is what matters. That's why we have this conversation about form. And Maka has been so far off what we know he's capable of. And that isn't debatable. So for people to say, how is Maka playing enough Wirtz? I understand the conversation as much as I understand your point as well. But if Maka shows up and plays like he knows we can, hey, happy days, because we know what a player he is. But he's been so far off it, mate, this season. Harry said, hey Craig, hope you're well. United were away today, so I went to Wickham. They beat Plymouth 2-0. That was nice, but it was really wet. Got soaked. Have you seen Forest want 120 million for Anderson? Yeah, that's just ridiculous money, isn't it? I had seen the Plymouth game because I think, was it the FA Cup? They got knocked out in 2-0. Because I remember thinking to myself when I seen the results, well, at least we won't have to play them this year. But yeah, lovely to see you, Harry. And yeah, that 120 million for Anderson just seems like way too much money. If Maka shows up today, no complaints, but Wirtz has been miles better and deserves to start over him, said Fox. Look, for me, I just want the result. And look, I'd love a performance, but I want the result. And there are no excuses. So I'm willing to, give the manager a pass on his 11 because, he knows what he wants. But if they don't deliver, if we don't win, he's equally going to be on the hook for the flack that comes at the end of it. So let's wait and see. His call, his decision. Yeah, we've got to wait and see. Dave said, can you run through the team, please? Absolutely, Dave. No problem, bro. So, in goal, Marmadashvili. Right back, Conor Bradley. Left back, Andy Robertson. Centre back pairing, Ibrahim Konate and Virgil van Dijk. Midfield, Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister and Dominic Soboslai. Up top, Mohamed Salah right, Cody Gakpo left and Hugo Ekitike through the middle. Liverpool's bench today, Dave: Woodman, Pecci, Gomez, Endo, Kirkes, Wirtz, Chiesa, Nioni, and Gamoa. I hope the poor grandpa is back for today's game. I don't know if he is back, but I mentioned this at the start of the stream. Connor did make contact and send the money across to grandpa's grandchild to cover the cost of their travel and their match tickets as promised. And we have some leftover money from people's super chats as well. And as we said at the start of the stream, we're also going to make a donation to one of the Fans for Food Bank's causes as well. So we'll get that one boxed off during the week. Would you take Inzaghi as coach? Love from Romania. He would be high up my list if we're talking about a potential coach change. Now, I hope we don't have to make a coach change, but Inzaghi would certainly be somebody in the conversation. Would have to say, though, he is over in Saudi now earning, I'm sure, a very pretty penny. So I don't know how attainable he'd be. Greg Scarrett said, anytime we've pressed seriously this year, we've done well. It really just hasn't happened often enough. The real question has to be, why should you step back from the press? It's a more than fair question. And we've asked so many times this season, what on earth is going on, dude, with that lack of a press? So yeah, I'm with you. I'm at a loss to figure that out. Whatever about passing the ball around the back, looking for the perfect build-up play. The press is inexcusable, you're right. Who's top of your list to replace Arna? Don't have a list. And that's not a cop-out answer. It's genuinely, I haven't gone down through the list of potential replacements because I still want them to figure it out. I still want them to turn it. But I promise you, look, if we get to the end of this next week and the results aren't what we wanted, and I do get to that point where I say, I think it's time for Arna to go, I will be spending that international break doing that research on who could be a potential target. But, it's not my decision whether he goes or stays. I want him to stay. I want him to succeed. But something has to change, and it has to change quickly. Callan said, Craig, I don't care what anybody else thinks, but you are the definition of a class act. I think I'm a decent dude. I can be an antichrist, and that's a very Irish phrase, sorry. I can be a moany arsehole. I know that. But I have a good heart. I have a kind heart. And I'm an open book. People don't like me, they don't like me, no problem. All I ask people is, if you don't like me, don't want to be here, just disappear and leave me the fuck alone. But yeah, man, thank you. But look, I lead a community of people who are class people. It's easy for me. Like I said, each one of you guys, with the kindness and love and empathy that you show each other and other people, it's a damn pleasure for me to be here with you guys every night. Roshi 98 said, hope we win, but it doesn't matter who starts when the gaffer persists with a failed system that unbalances and weakens the side. So, on the system thing, how is it a failed system? This is... Because I don't think it's the system that's failing us. I think it's the execution of the system that's failing us. Because 4-3-3 has been a system that served us very well under two different managers and won us league titles. It's what we're doing in the 4-3-3 that seems to be a problem for us this season. Like, as somebody pointed out a moment ago, Roshi, the press, that's not there, non-existent. The directness of our play is not there as much either. We're losing too many second balls. We're losing jewels all over the park. These are the type of things that I would say are equally as culpable or more so than the system in itself. It's the execution of the system, I think that's the problem. Because 4-3-3 served us very well. Matt said, it's pathetic to think of the money we've spent and seeing two keepers on the bench. Embarrassing. I can't figure out the two keepers thing, Matt. It does feel bullshit, doesn't it? It does. No need for it. No need to have two keepers there on the bench. None. You're telling me that we couldn't have filled that spot with somebody else? Like Ramsey, as an example. Somebody said earlier on. So I'm with you on that one. Missing, we've got Jones, Allison, Frimpong, Isak. So 4 players missing. One of them being a keeper, so that kind of negates the conversation because it's not like we've a lack of keepers there. So we have 3 outfield players missing, and yet we have 2 keepers on the bench. So I don't disagree with you, Matt. I do think we could have a far stronger looking bench. Taylor said, wait, 2 keepers on the Liverpool bench. Yeah, Petchy and Woodman, both on the bench. And like I said, you're telling me you couldn't have got Calvin Ramsey on there, or anybody, anybody that isn't a goalkeeper? Like, it just feels ridiculous. I mean, Cade Gordon could have gone on there. Anybody, just makes no sense. But that's where we're at. Is this another look at how small the squad I have is from the gaffer? Which, by the way, I'm not buying into. Our small squad, everybody's a chance to have a 25-man Premier League squad, same as anybody else. Oh, Leone, thank you, bro. Yes, forgot about Leone. Good point. Thank you for that. Yeah, so no argument for me that we shouldn't have 2 keepers on the bench. I agree with you. Dan Addison said, to me it's a worry that we're in November and still no clue about what our best 11 is. Yeah, that's fair. And even to shrink that down a little bit, back 4, Dan, I would say you could make that same argument. Do we even know who the best back 4 is at this point for Aaron? Or does he even know, I should say, who his best back 4 is? When is Isak returning? It could be Tuesday. It could be at the weekend against Man City. There is no confirmed return time frame there. It's just one of those two. For what it's worth, well, it's guesswork, but I would suggest we might see him in the squad on Tuesday, but he needs to train. Mousy said, is Salah just bigger than our club now? I think so. Can you explain your thought process there? Is this because Chiesa isn't starting? Because as much as I've complained about Salah, let's not try to make out like Salah's the fault of all our problems. He's not having the same season. But I'd argue, Mousy, the whole point of what we did in the summer was so Salah didn't have to have the same season. Now, that doesn't mean he isn't underperforming. He is. But so is Canade, so is Virgil, so are our full-backs, so is 2 of our midfielders. So, like I said, I don't think Salah's the problem in itself with this. He's part of a problem. But when you're, I guess, one of the top guys, you are going to be scapegoated. And I've done it. So I'm not trying to call you out on it. I just don't think... I think it's more a case that the manager, for whatever reason, just doesn't want to play Chiesa. And look, we may never know the reason for that, dude. Because all of us here can't put our finger on it outside if he just didn't want them. Because if we're talking about fairness, it is very unfair that he hasn't been given more opportunities from the start, because every time he's come off the bench, he's looked like, 1, he gives a shit, and 2, he can make something happen. I think he's just trying to say that Salah shouldn't be starting. So, again, the only answer that I'm guessing is, who do you replace him with? Chiesa. We know he won't play Chiesa, so what's the point? I'm not saying he's wrong, by the way. I think Chiesa should start. It's just, we know he ain't going to, really. It's as simple as that. For whatever reason, and I'm not saying it's right, Arne just doesn't want to play him. So SWFC said, I'm an SWFC fan, but Slot needs to focus on players who are in form now compared to the ones possibly complaining about Wirtz to play versus Madrid. The problem, dude, is, and I'm wishing Sheffield Wednesday the very best, we don't really have too many players that are in form outside of maybe Dominic Szoboszlai and Hugo Ekitike. There's not too many more in that team that many of us would say is... Gakpo's done okay, but yeah, that's the problem. We don't have many in form. Salah still joint top scorer in the Prem. That couldn't be right. Like, I don't have the numbers to hand, but there's no way that's right. Haaland has to be miles clear, surely. I can't believe Salah's joint top scorer in the Premier League. That can't be right. Much love, you and your community, Craig. Hugs. Thank you so much, Silver Bear. Very kind of you. Silver Bear 1971. I'd love to see Wirtz and Dom rotating between those two front and right attackers, said Matt Clay. Thank you, Matt. Bogwell said, I think he meant in our team. Possibly, yeah. If he did mean in our team, fair enough, but take away Pennos and is he still there? Ollie's said, Craig, do you think maybe Chiesa doesn't live the life of a top pro and that's why he doesn't get as much game time? So let me just, I guess, reply with this. If that was the case, right, one, that's an indictment of our recruitment policy, who should be sniffing this shit out. And two, we've had plenty of time to get rid of him. So if Chiesa, and look, I don't think he does. I think he does work hard as a footballer. I think he does work hard in the training ground. But we had a summer to get rid of him if we didn't think he was up to the job. We didn't. We were told he was going to be used more this season. And again, we've seen the manager hamstringing himself here with taking away 2 of his 6 forwards because he won't start them. Craig, did you cover Dave Fallows to Chelsea? Do you think Michael Edwards has been found out? Some bigger behind the scene going on. Hughes, a worry. So, didn't know about Dave Fallows to Chelsea. Didn't know about that one. Look, let's say this. There seems to have been a power struggle back in the day between Jurgen and Michael Edwards. Whichever way we want to look at this, Edwards is at the club now. He's brought in Hughes. And if this season doesn't pan out, yes, the manager will probably get fired. But everybody's job should be under scrutiny. Because if the recruitment is based off names and not a way to fit them into the team, that's a problem. But these guys have the control to make the decisions. And ultimately, everybody should be held accountable. So if the transfer business doesn't look good over the course of time, then those who headed that policy should be held accountable. The manager would probably be the one in the short term, but I think it's too early to make these decisions on certainly the likes of Isak, Wirtz, Kirkes. It's going to take some time there. So, as much as we can be patient, I guess, in that regard, you can't keep losing. So the manager's the one in the, I guess, up shit creek at the minute, under pressure. But you're right, if it doesn't work out longer term, then you got to say it's probably down to the recruitment as well. Because we heard all summer that when the players were coming in, they were all given really clear instructions on exactly how they were going to be utilised, the plan the manager had for them, how they were going to be integrated into the 11. And for whatever reason, all of that's looked very disjointed so far. ESG Soccer said, Wirtz out bothers me, must win for Arne Slot. Look, I have a feeling he's going to see the last 30 minutes of the game. I also have a bad feeling about something that I'm not going to share because I don't want to be a jinx. But that's all I can think of. That he's going to go to try and win that midfield battle with the legs and then try and get Wirtz on when they're tiring a bit and making a difference. If what I fear is going to happens, I will say it to you when it happens. But if it doesn't, I won't. But I have a feeling about midfield. And it's just a gut instinct. Craig, if you put a bet on today, I did. I put a bet on for Wirtz to score from outside the area because it was 22-1. So obviously that's not going to happen. And I think, do you know what I put a bet on? Because it was 100-1. Szoboszlai to score a header was 100-1. 100-1. The hopeful guy, you're spot on. You're spot on, dude. That's exactly where my head is at. And that's my fear. You're absolutely spot on. Now, I haven't said it out loud, so I haven't jinxed it, but yeah, you're right. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, how could it be 100-1 for any player on the pitch to score a header, by the way? I couldn't believe what I was seeing there. I know it's hugely unlikely, but Got to be worth 250 of anyone's money. Well, I'm going with that bet too. Let's see if it's still the same on Sky. I'll have a look now. That's what it was on Sky when I was looking earlier on. Or last night, sorry, when I put it on. Yeah, 100 to 1. That's what it was. Let me see if it's still the same. One sec. Yeah, it's still 100 to 1. 100 to 1 on Sky right now for that. Score prediction. 2-1. 2-1 win. Yeah, 2-1 win. Sorry, I had to pause to double think on that one. Gaming Dog said, sorry if it's already been asked, but is Isak injured? He's still injured, mate, unfortunately, yeah. Liverpool's bench today is as follows: Woodman, Pechi, Gomez, Endo, Kirkes, Wirtz, Chiesa, Nioni, and Ngamoa. So unfortunately, mate, yeah, he's still unavailable. Dingo said, he's the guy who ate your baby, by the way. 2 red flags. Sorry, that's a joke if people don't get where I'm coming from on that one. 2 red flags with Arna. He doesn't manage his team based on meritocracy, and he criticises players publicly. Never a good combination for longevity. I don't mind a manager criticising a player publicly if they think it's going to be something that would spark the player into action. You have to know each player, and you have to know, who can take a bit of public criticism versus maybe who needs that arm around the shoulder. So on that one, with regards to basing on meritocracy, yes, I agree. He does go for names over what we're seeing and what's deserved at the minute. I agree with you on that. Matt said, Chiesa is not good enough. We cannot press when the other team plays the long ball to our centre-back. They head it down and turn it over. So, I'm just struggling to connect the 2 points you've made. We haven't won enough second balls. No argument on that one. Chiesa can press and is good enough, in my opinion. But certainly not in the managers, by the looks of it. Right, so we are 25 likes short of 1,000. So if you can, do hit that like button for me. And like I mentioned, if you want to submit your player ratings after the game, make sure that you've joined the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp community. By the way, we've just gone past 15,000 people in our WhatsApp community, and I really do appreciate it. I tried to mix up some personal posts in there with a few polls and, of course, transfer news when that's around as well. So thank you to everyone that's already in there, and we always post the link to submit the player ratings into that. Savour the flavour, or Savour the flavour. Savour runs better, doesn't it? Let's go with that one. Do you think that Slot is maybe in over his head now that he's under the big boy floodlights? He joined the Premier League, got a 500 million war chest, and is now lost. You forget the part where he won the league, though. We forget that part. So let me ask you all a question. I'll come back to your point in a second, mate, but it leads me into something else. You know the way when we won the league last year, Arsenal fans in particular were very quick to say that it was because everybody else was shit. Surely if they win the league this year, they have to use their own measuring stick that everybody else fell away, right? For what it's worth, I think that's bollocks, because you win the league, you win the league. Not up to you to worry about how others are. You have to be the most consistent over the 38 games and win the league, and if you win it, fair play. We've seen teams win it with 100 and something points. We've seen teams win it with 70 points or 70 something points. So be interesting to hear. Now, the answer they'll give you is the right answer. They don't care. Because same as us, I didn't give a shit when they were telling us we won the league because it was a shit league. Didn't care. We won the league. Kiss my ass. Don't give a shit. But, that'll be the answer they give as well. But that just goes to show the hypocrisy of us fans, right? Because they're right to say they don't care if they win the league. Because I didn't give a shit when they were saying it to us. So, to get back to your question, Savour the flavour, sorry. I don't think he's over his head, but I do think it's a worry that when teams have changed it up against us this year, that he hasn't been able to solve that, and he's been publicly cry arson about it. That's the part that's really wound me up the wrong way. He really just looks. He just looks like he's looking for an excuse, and I can't stand excuses. I don't. The only excuse is we need to be better. We're not good enough. That's on me. We'll figure it out. Anything outside of that is just waffle in my eyes. And I'm hearing too much of that from him. How dare United not start one player who they played every other week? You know, we can't deal with long balls. Well, figure it out, man, because that's your fucking job, is to figure it out. Craig, do you think Slot's obsession to play Gakpo constantly hurting our performances? I don't really see the option. It's Gakpo or Engamoa. He clearly doesn't think Engamoa is there yet. If Isak was fit, you could, of course, make the argument for Ekitike. Yeah. So there you go. There aren't really many other options. I guess not replacing Diaz. If you're going to say you didn't want to block the pathway for Rio, then you need to play Rio. But if Rio isn't ready yet, which again would be understandable, then we've left ourselves short. Chiesa is better than Gakpo off the left. Hey, look, I've no problem with Chiesa playing if the manager wants him to, but unfortunately, he doesn't seem to want him to. But, look, I don't disagree with a lot of what you guys say. I'm just trying to counteract it with what we're seeing from the manager. I think if you poll Liverpool fans, a fair majority would want Chiesa somewhere in the starting 11. So I don't disagree in theory, but we've not seen the manager willing to do that. Now, ultimately, the buck stops with him. So if it does fall flat on its face, he's going to be the one that's held accountable. And another thing about Cody I want to add in is he always does his fair share. He always chips in. Look at his return every single season. Cody Gakpo shows up, scores, assists. He might not be as dynamic or as direct as Diaz, as an example, but he always does his fair share. Saunders said, should play Wirtz left wing for the rest of the season. I would prefer Ekitike left wing and Isak through the middle to mix it up a little bit on occasion. But, today we're without Jones. He's not there. Frimpong's not there today. Obviously, Alisson, we know Leone's out. And what's the other player we're missing? Isak, as I mentioned. Red said, think we managed to qualify for the Champions League. We have to. If we don't qualify for the Champions League, he shouldn't be in a job. Simple as that. You can't not, like, if we start falling down 8th, 7th and stay there, it's got to be problematic for him. But the league, it's been a weird start to the season across the league. If you take Arsenal out of it, look at the top of the league table right now. It's very strange. Who would have thought Bournemouth would be up so high so far this season? So 1 month has thrown us down that league table again, and we've got to climb up bit by bit, and it has to start today with a win. That Anglo-Saxon bloke said, hello Craig, regarding the manager front, I feel Klopp is the breaking up with the one bird you really liked, never really get over it. I'll never get over losing Klopp. No, I won't. Definitely won't. I absolutely love Jurgen Klopp. I disagree with him on a fair few things, by the way, over the years. But he's the mythical figure for me. He is a god in my eyes, Jurgen Klopp, an absolute god. So yeah, I'll never get over that. And that day, still to me, I remember my wife coming up and waking me up, saying, you got to do a video, Jurgen's after leaving Liverpool. And I thought, piss off. Like, there's no way that's true, love. Come on. And I came down, bleary-eyed, start reading through the notes that the lads had kindly prepared for me, and I still can't believe it, man. As much as I still can't believe he became our manager. That whole first press conference felt otherworldly when he came out in his black shirt and suit, and still will always love that Jurgen has managed his football club. Robotic Maniac said, we need to win. No argument here, sir. No argument here. Right, we have a poll running. We're nearly at 4,000 votes. And we asked, who would you start, Maka or Wirtz? Because, there's a debate in the chat about who should be starting the game. So we thought, let's throw it into a poll. When we get to 4,000 votes, we'll knock it on the head. So if you haven't had a vote, please do. Would love to know your thoughts. Mully, 27 months with us as a member, Mully24 CPM. Thank you, sir. If we lose tonight, we will be in the bottom half of the table. But if we win, we're back in the top 4. Squeaky bum time. Yeah. And look, let's be more blunt about this, mate. Nothing short of a win is good enough. A draw doesn't cut the mustard. It's a win tonight, or what you did midweek becomes even a bigger problem. Harry said, I don't know if you're in the UK or listen to Fighting Talk on 5 Live, but Rick Edwards, who presents it, made a good point that teams are going to play. Teams will play how we'll win the Premier League, so why moan about it? There's no point in moaning. There's just excuses, Harry. I'm not in the UK. I'm in Ireland, and I don't listen to. Well, just don't listen to the radio, actually, to be honest with you. But look, I don't disagree with the point either. It's just excuses, mate. All of this shit is just excuses. Talking about teams playing differently against us, low blocks, long balls, just excuses. And I don't have time for any of it. Right, so 69% of over 4,000 people that voted said that they would start Florian Wirtz over Alexis McAllister. And you can absolutely count me in that 69%. Last season, Macca would have been one of the first names on the team sheet for me. Love him to bits. But he's not there yet this season. Hopefully we see more of what we're used to from him tonight. But it is a big call again from Arne. Right, let's give you some words from our manager. So Arne said on his midfield today, it's again 3 games in 7 or 8 days. We're not in every position. We have many players available, but in midfield we do. For this game, we decided to start with these ones, but I can tell you we probably going to need more than 11 players today against Villa. So, that's where the manager is at with his starting 11. And thank you, Keane, for sending on those quotes to me. Wirtz hasn't exactly been lighting up our midfield. Don't see the hype. I think it's more than just a contrast between the two, mate. Like, you're right to say he's not settled in yet. But I think people are just saying Mac has had a poor season as well. If Jones was there, I would say the argument might be to start Jones now, because Jones has been in good form. But like I said, the manager will live and die by his decisions. His job is on the line. Let's see how it gets on. We can't preemptively figure this out because we don't know how the game's going to go. But we're all entitled to our opinions, whether we agree or disagree. We're all doing it respectfully, and I do appreciate that. But ultimately, when we're sitting here at 5 to 10, or whenever the game's over, that's when judgment time will be for me. Chevy, much love all the way from New Zealand. How are we? Welcome in. Thank you for being with us. James said, doesn't have the balls to change the system to fit the mega money signings he wanted. Coward, inevitably switched to 4-1-5 when we're 1-0 down in 60 minutes. Like I said, James, you're perfectly entitled to your opinion, mate, and I can understand your frustration as a Liverpool fan, mate. Of course, I get it. I'm equally as perplexed as you about knitting together the new players he bought in a system that works for them. So I probably wouldn't have worded it as strongly as you have there, mate. But again, I understand where you're coming from. Sideshows Spook said, missed you the other night when you were Anfield, mate. Channel's not the same without you hosting it. Did you hear that, Crosby? You're shit. No, Connor was brilliant. I really appreciate him stepping up. But I miss you guys as well when I'm not here. That was my first game in about 3 years. Was not expecting to lose to United when we went over. Certainly when we got the tickets to sort it out. But I'm very grateful that Connor was able to step in. Look, I'm so proud of him as well. When we started doing this, Connor wanted nothing to do with front of house, wanted nothing to do with being on camera. I know Connor, and I know his sense of humour, and he can live with me in a banter conversation. That that doesn't take isn't for everyone. So I knew he'd be able to handle himself, but he never really wanted to be front of camera. And bit by bit, we're starting to coax a bit more out of him, and I love that he does the morning videos. That's his little thing now, and I'm very proud of him for that. But look, I've said this so many times. I'm greedy. I don't want to share you with anybody, whether it's another presenter or whatever. Like this is selfishly me and you. This is my relationship, and yeah, I'm never giving that up. If they lost today, does he get fired? Said Mr. A. Santino. So he won't be fired if he loses today, but it would, for me, he'd be one more loss in the next two away from me saying he needs to be fired. But honestly, I think whatever happens, I think he's going to get the season. Like, whatever we think as fans, and we'll all have our own opinion, I do think he's going to get the season. For me, like, let's say he wins tonight and loses the next two. That means we've lost, what would that be then? 8 out of 10? That's not acceptable as Liverpool manager. You get going to get your marching orders at that point, in my opinion. But if he wins two of the next three games, I will fully reset and get back behind him again. I just need to see a performance today. We have 7 minutes to go till kick-off, folks. 7 minutes to go, so do keep your comments coming in. Harry and Mr. H and friends, nice to see you guys in as well. Appreciate you. Hope the family are well. Talking about fixtures, have you seen the Palace situation December? Sunday the 14th, they play in the Prem, 16th in the EFL Cup, and 18th in the EFL, or excuse me, Europe. The EFL Cup will be moved. Tough shit for them. Welcome to the big boy club, you know. You're in European competition, you're going far in domestic competitions. Welcome to the headaches. You know, Liverpool have had these headaches, Arsenal have had them, City have had them, United have had them, not this year. So, yeah, welcome to the big boy club. Simple as that. These are headaches that top-level managers in the Prem have had to deal with. Heck, we had 2 games on 2 different continents within, 24, 48 hours? And we were told, tough shit, get on with it. And we had to put the kids out. We got whooped by Villa. So, I don't have any sympathy when nobody gave us any. I had 2 steak bakes from Greg's today for dinner. Do you know I still haven't tried a steak bake from Greg's? I bought some over in Lanzarote because one of the supermarkets over there had some and I never got to have them and I forgot them. So yeah, I got to try me a steak bake. 7-7 Marcy said, Craig, do you think he's lost the dressing room? I'm not there yet, but I'm not ruling it out either, despite what the players say publicly. Because something isn't smelling right at the minute. And, you know, it's not just my top lip. Sonder said, I'd be more than happy losing a few, but us being a super fun team to watch. But for months, it's been too slow, passive, boring. Where's the Liverpool we know? I'm with you. I don't mind us. You don't have an entitlement to win every game of football. And I don't mind us losing a few along the way. But the way we've lost them in quick succession and fallen off in such a short time frame, that's what's worried me the most. John Allison, how are we? I think Connor is brilliant in the morning video, like his sense of humour. He's got a great sense of humour. Absolutely. He's a very dry, witty guy, and I love his sense of humour as well. So yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying him on the videos because I'm really proud that he's doing them. And you know, I ain't getting up to do a morning video, so appreciate that, mate. That's very kind of you. LFC Drew said if he gets the season, no matter what, we might as well fold the club. I'm not saying I agree with that situation. I just think that's what will happen. But for me, as I keep saying, if he loses 2 of the next 3, that's bye-bye time for me. That's my personal tipping point. But, you know, let's hope it doesn't come to that. Let's hope we turn this around. Let's hope we win today, pick up a decent result against Madrid. And look, you got to be say as well, Madrid and City away at the best of times are always going to be difficult games. Yes, we've got Madrid at home again. Yes, we did beat them last season, but they're never gimme games. So this is all just more pressure on the man's shoulders. Love the UK. Pie sandwiches are my filthy pleasure. Yeah. I get you. It sounds so disgusting, doesn't it? A pie on a bap or a pie in a put. I'm with you, man. I'm with you on that one. What's your midfield fear? I gotta know. Oh, someone said it earlier on. I can't repeat it because I'm not bringing it into reality. But somebody in the chat said it earlier on. So I'm sure the chat will repeat it. But I don't want to say it because I don't want it to come into fruition. Brian dropped in and gifted 50 memberships. Absolute legend. 50 memberships there, and congratulations to everyone that got one. And once again, Brian, thank you, bro. Really appreciate that. Pie curry sauce bap. Oh, that's a bit of me, that is, bro. That's a bit of me, all right. A pie curry sauce bap, that definitely up my street. Phil Doc said, Craig, at the game at Anfield, song playing, let's turn it around. Love to you all. Well, I hope you have a good one, Phil. Enjoy it, sir. And yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We're all hoping for a win tonight, dude. And much love to you as well. Right, really quickly, let's fly through the two teams before we get underway. And we will start off with Aston Villa. It is Emi Martinez in goal. Then it's Cash, Konza, Torres and Digne making up their back four. Midfield of Onana and Kamara. Then it's McGinn, Rogers and Gessend with Ollie Watkins up top. For the Reds, it's Georgie Mamardashvili in goal. Right back Connor Bradley. Left back Andy Robertson. Centre back pairing today of your captain Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate. Midfield, Ryan Gravenberch returns to the starting 11. Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai. Up top, Mohamed Salah on the right. Cody Gakpo on the left. And Hugo Ekitike through the middle. The Liverpool bench is Woodman, Pecci, Gomez, Endo, Kirkes, Wirtz, Chiesa, Nioni and Engamoa. So again, two keepers on the bench, which I'm not happy about, but that is where we are at. So, fingers crossed, toes crossed, testicles crossed, eyelashes crossed, nostril hairs crossed, and everything else crossed. Fingers crossed, lads, we get this job done today. Sit back, and I will do my best to keep you up to date through the game. As always, we'll have our match reaction, player ratings video coming up afterwards as well. Mr. A. Santino said, which will be viewed better in history, Klopp's Prem title or Arne's Prem title? So for me, it's not even a debate, it's Klopp's, and here's why. That was the pressurised one. That was the one that broke the 30 years. So the first one, to climb the mountain again, is always the more difficult for me. So I would say Klopp's, 100%. Right, come on. Positivity, folk. Let's go. Mr. Darkness said they're both Klopp's titles. I respectfully disagree, dude. I respectfully disagree. Because like I said, Klopp didn't win it with the same team the year before. And I think the difference to the two of them was that Arne was able to keep the players fitter. Now, you can say maybe that's down to luck, and I can't really argue back. But I just think Arne deserves his props for last season. Right, we are moments away from kickoff. I love these Saturday 8 p.m. kickoffs, by the way. More of these, please. Where is Wirtz? He's on the bench, unfortunately, mate. He's on the bench. Win, 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 win. Everything else, win, 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 win. Do you think Szoboszlai should have the captain's armband? I'd never strip the captain's armband off a player who's still at the club unless they did something to deserve that, and Virgil certainly hasn't done that. What I would say is Kit, I wouldn't be adverse to him becoming the captain down the line, Dominic Szoboszlai. You know, that's probably the fairest I can be about that. So, ladies and gents, Villa about to kick us off. Liverpool attacking the Annie Road end first half. Sit back, try to relax, and I will try to take you through the game. If you can't, please hit that subscribe button for me if you haven't done so, and drop a like. I don't know what the ref is doing here, but he's moving. Right, ref, come on, blow the damn whistle. We get this underway. We are underway. Villa take a tip off and do not go long. Immediately go out right-hand side. This might be a silly question, but do Ireland have Remembrance Sunday? No, we don't. That I'm aware of. Anyway, certainly not something that I remember growing up. We do have a Garden of Remembrance at the top of O'Connell Street, but yeah, we're a neutral country, so don't really have an army that You know, we're a peacekeeping country where we send our army to likes of the Congo, Sudan, and places like that for peacekeeping missions. Right. Already, we've got a player down. It's a Villa player. We're less than, 44 seconds in. Janos said, Trent is missing. We need another Trent. Problem solved. Well, how do you find another Trent, dude? And where do you find him? Right, we're coming up to 1 minute. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, ball with Emi Martinez, who wastes time till Ekatika gets to him and then flings it out left side to Digne. Digne goes up the line, but it's intercepted by Gravenberch. That's a foul on the far side. Free kick Liverpool. JJ Drumming, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Canade to Virgil. Press comes on here from Rodgers to Robertson. Robertson goes back to Georgi Mamardashvili. Back out to Canade. Nice little flick around the corner from Salah. Lovely ball, Mo. Soboslai has to turn back inside. That was a lovely flick from Mo. Gravenberch now. He's driving forward. Strike. Blocked. Second ball cleared by Villa, but only as far as Soboslai. His touch is a poor one, and it gives it back to Aston Villa. Villa. One ball through the middle here, and they have a bit of space. Come on. Get back. Get back. Keeper's ball. Virgil. Back inside our own 18-yard box. Virgil in possession. No press coming on to him, so it should be straightforward. Hey, Craig, I know you're Irish. I just want to know about the James McLean problem with the poppies. Well, then ask James McLean. You don't. I'm not having that conversation because it's a no-win conversation for me as an Irish person to have. All I will say on it is I am 100% behind James McLean because I understand his situation. But other than that, like I said, it's not for me to talk about. It's a divisive situation that won't do us any good. But I want to reiterate, I'm 100% in agreement with the reasoning for McLean doing it because of his own upbringing. Gravenberch. Soboslai. Canade switches it out left side. Gakpo can't control it and it goes under his feet and out for a throw-in. How did Chiesa get player for September if he can't get a game? I think the fans voted for Adam, if I'm not mistaken. But look, you're not wrong. We all want him playing, dude. But you know we can't put him out there on the pitch. Michael said, "Have I any more pictures of the studio?" I took a couple today, but you know, I don't want to give away what it'll look like inside when it's finished, Michael. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're still planning that out at the minute. Right, Villa back with Emi Martinez. Out left hand side to Digne. They work it out right side now. Still no real press to speak of there. Gakpo starts. Villa go back to Martinez. Here comes a bit of a press from Salah. Keep going, keep going. Press, press, press. Half-hour's press, which Villa play around into midfield. Now, look at that. In behind the right back, as always. Watkins. Reverse ball. Edge of the box. Strike off the post. Villa hit the post. Fuck me. And again, in behind the right back. It's back out and play. Jammy Jamjar said, Craig, just out of curiosity, would you take a draw? No, nothing but it. Anything other than the win tonight isn't good enough. And Villa are the first ones to come close. So much space in behind right back yet again. Thankfully, he comes off the post, so we're still alive. It was Rodgers with the shot. Had Managerial beaten as well. Ooh, off the post and out, thankfully for us. Right, Villa throw in near side. I don't know what's going on. Where we stopped? Ref chatting with Robbo about something. I'm not exactly sure what, but we're back on the way anyway. Back with Martinez. At least Ekatike looks willing to press up top. The way Villa play out, by the way, if their press was right, I honestly think that there's a chance to get some opportunities from this playing out from the back that Emi Martinez and Aston Villa do. But the press doesn't look fully there. It seems like a one-man press, which isn't enough. We need to be pressing as a pack. And look, it takes bravery to do that, because if they do play around the press, then there's space. But feels like there's a mistake there. If Villa, if we can start to press more and more, especially as they're insistent on playing out from the back. Have I watched any rugby today? I have not, mate. No, I haven't. So I didn't even turn the telly on today. I was reading most of the day and preparing for the stream. Van Dijk now. Robertson. Back to Van Dijk. He goes out right side to Connor Bradley. Bit of space ahead of Bradley now, but not many options. Out to Salah, back to Bradley. He goes over the top again. Szoboszlai brings it under control. He crosses in. Headed away by Villa. Second ball breaks. Robbo puts in a cross. It's way over hit. And goes out on the far side. How's your Halloween? Hope you and the fam have a good one. It was good, yeah. Halloween is mine and Spring's anniversary, so we're together 25 years yesterday. So yeah, it was very surreal saying that out loud, but it was actually a good Halloween. More kids came to the door this year than in previous years, so good to see it's not completely dying away. And hope the same for you, mate. Hope you had a good one. Right, it's back with Georgie Mamardashvili now. Verge. To Maka. Back to Robbo. Verge. Ball over the top. Looking for Ekatike. Which Villa win first and second ball. We've won it back with a press though, but it ricochets to Aston Villa. Come on, Dom. Press. Back on the keeper. Let's go. Emi Martinez goes out left side. Well done. Good work from Bradley. It's now with Canade. Canade goes back to Georgie. Virgil. Maka. Out to Robbo. Again, Robbo. Who's that two fella? He flicks the ball inside, but it's not even close to getting to the Liverpool player. There's a Villa player in between them. And the offside flag goes up anyway. So, free kick Aston Villa. Got married at 19. No, sorry. Our wedding anniversary is different. My apologies. No, we're not married 25 years. We got married right, so we got married 25, 24? Sorry. Yeah, I always look at our anniversary as Halloween night because it's easier to remember. than the actual wedding one. But wedding-wise, we're together 18 years. Good news is we've got 11 minutes so far. No goal conceded, although they have hit the post. Cross in. Virgil heads it away. Second ball though again. It'll come to Villa. Out wide right to Konza. Back another cross coming in. Cleared by Cody Gakpo, but again Villa first to the second ball. Matty Cash all the way back to Emi Martinez. Look at that. Nobody. He pings the ball out 50, 60 yards left side, and there's nobody within 10 yards of the Villa player. Thankfully, Villa put a per cross in to go straight behind for a goal kick, but again, that was too easy. Emi Martinez, one ball straight out over everybody. Nobody near the Villa player within 10 yards. Robbo, Virgil. What the fuck is that, lads? You're just lumping aimless balls forward. Throw in Liverpool. Like, they played a 1-2 with each other, and then Virgil just lumps the ball into midfield. Just no aim to it. Villa win that ball, but thankfully for us it goes out for a throw. It just looks again like there's no understanding there. Good play. Much better. Maka and Ekatike down the left side. Lovely little flick from Hugo. Maka then plays a pass a little bit behind Szoboszlai, so we've had to go backwards a bit, but it was a good bit of link-up play down the left side there between Maka and Hugo. Gravenberch, Robertson. Again, now Villa with everybody back behind the ball because of how slowly we move it through the lines. Salah. Nice ball in to Bradley. Pulls it to nobody. That's, yes, it was great positioning from Bradley. Just an awful ball in, and then the offside flag goes up. That's just a waste. Don't know why the offside flag's gone up. Offside flag went up there against Bradley. It was never offside. That wasn't offside. We were wrong, linesman. Right, Emi Martinez. Again, he goes long and direct. Canade wins the header. Second ball won, though, again by Villa. Fuck's sake. Isak is injured, Jake. He's injured, mate. Still that groin situation. Matty Cash now for Villa. Again, they go backwards. Konza to Emi Martinez. Mega Jim, sorry, 66. Thank you, bro, for gifting a membership. Robbo, Maka, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, hit it. Ooh, unlucky. Better. At least he had a crack. Nice bit of play between Maka and Gakpo. Gets it to Szoboszlai. Drags it maybe a yard. Yeah, maybe a yard wide of Emi Martinez post. Unlucky. Better, though. At least he ran into that space and tried to make something happen with it. Szoboszlai. At least he was proactive. Love the eyebrow, Craig. Yeah, so does your L one. You know, it tickles her, let's say. Free kick Liverpool. Wide left. Hopefully we can get a decent delivery in here. Virgil and Canada up from the back. Right, come on, Robbo. Good ball. Good delivery. And we give a fucking... That's just bullshit. So, cross in, we foul, free out. Just nonsense. Just, again, just wasteful. Get ourselves a decent set-piece opportunity and we just give a cheap free out. Craig, what happened to your sponsorship at Manscaped? We got one, it wasn't bad. We decided we'd reach saturation point with it. In all honesty, it was our decision. We decided to just give it a miss because you don't want to keep pushing the same product over and over and over again with people. So we wanted to just not take the money for the sake of it. That's the honest answer. So we've gone 16 minutes and not conceding now. So that's job one done. Ball across now. Bradley, right side. Salah, well done, Mo. Go on. Yes, Mo, that's better. Mo goes deep, looking for Gakpo. Header. Oh, unlucky. Better football, Reds. Better football. Salah does really well on the right-hand side. Holds off a couple of men, cuts inside, dinks the ball to the far post to Cody. He tries to head it into the path, I think, of Hugo Ekitike, but it's just a yard or so ahead of him. But again, better play from the Reds. Well done. And again, look, we've won it back here with a high press. Oh, another chance wasted. Robbo. Why do chances fall to Robbo all the time, by the way? So Martinez forced into a hurry clearance. Robbo cushions the ball into Gakpo. Gakpo to Soboslai, and then it falls to Andy Robertson, and his sideful volleys blocked and ricochets into the path of Emi Martinez. But again, you can see what I was talking about there. There is mistakes if we can get a press on this Villa team. Well done. Stepped in and then managed to give it away again. Matty Cash now. Strike, deflection. Well done, Georgie. Great save. That was going top bins. So I can't remember who gave it away, but we won a ball back with a challenge in midfield. I think it broke. Canade then plays it back in. Shot from Matty Cash. It's taken a deflection, a wicked deflection of Virgil van Dijk's left thigh. It's going top corner, and Georgie gets a hand on it and touches it onto the post. Incredible bit of goalkeeping. And it goes off the post and over. But, whew, well done, Georgie. Itachi said, come on, Reds, keep fighting. Please, yes, please keep fighting. But, yeah, great save that from Georgie. Good block as well. Villa go short with the corner. Two balls on the pitch here, mate. Villa go short with the corner, and then Liverpool get a block in to stop them getting the cross in, so it's a Villa throw in. Here comes a long throw in though from Matty Cash. Ball in. Well done by Virgil. He wins that. Second ball though is with Villa. Back to Matty Cash. Slips it down the line, right hand side. Cross comes in. Canade heads it. Virgil heads it back into... How? That was... We cleared it, but let's just say Virgil took a chance there with that second header. He heads it back into his penalty area, but thankfully we got it away. It's now inside the Villa half. Again, though, they play in behind Bradley there in that their left side, our right side. Come on, boys, press. Caleb said, as a new Liverpool fan from America, it's been great to find your channel. It's helped connect me to the fan base and the culture. That's so kind of you, mate. I really do appreciate that. And welcome in, Caleb. Lovely to have you with us, sir. And you picked the right club. Let's go with that one, dude. Love your name as well. I love the name Caleb. McGinn now for Villa. To Rodgers. Just fucking ghosts past Gravenberch like he's not there, and then gets a shot away that saved. Remember that really. That's weak from Ryan. Another cross in here from Villa, hooked away by Virgil. That's just weak. Did you see that with Gravenberch? Just let him ghost by. Good defending. Goal kick. Do I listen to commentary when watching games? No, I don't know if it's an autism thing or if it's a me thing. But if I was listening to commentary, I wouldn't be able to talk to you guys because I'd just be too distracted with what's in my ear. So yeah, I don't know if it's an autism thing or if it's a me thing, but I can't do it. Villa player down holding his face, which why isn't the ref stopped it? And I'm saying this now because it was done to us. Strike over the bar. That should have been stopped. Dini's down holding his face. Now, I don't know what happened because I haven't seen it. But it's a face injury. It should have been stopped and it wasn't. So once again, we see refereeing of a suspect nature. And I say this against us because it pissed me off that we didn't get it when it happened for us. Craig Jones said, if you notice when we sing the Ogo song, we seem to lose our heads a bit. Somebody mentioned that the other day. And look, I'd love to hear from the players on whether it does distract them a bit or not. Connor Payne said, fair play for the unbiased view. Oh, here we go. Soboslai. Oh, Dom, you should have scored. Again, we pinched the ball off them. Oh, fuck me, that was weak, Dom. Great play, but that was weak. We pinched the ball off them with a press, which we've been calling for. Well done, Dom. Gets inside. He should have slipped it to Salah. If he slips it to Salah, Salah has a tap in. He takes a shot on with his left foot and his side foots it, and it's weak. And it's at Emi Martinez, but again, better. Should be 1-0. He had options left or right. Now, look, I can understand Dom taking it on, but when it naturally came onto his weaker foot, I was looking for him to slip it in left side or across right side, and he didn't. But again, you can see there that the press is causing Villa a problem, and we are winning possession with it. So there are mistakes to be fought. Look, even again, there we are. That's unlucky to give away a foul, but the press is causing them problems. Caleb Hilton, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, my man. Appreciate you. Any fake scores get an immediate ban on our channel, by the way. Just saying it for people because I'm removing a few of them there now. Ball into the right channel. Again, not great. Robertson a bit weak. But eventually, we do manage to clear it up, and it'll be a goal kick. Look, straight in over the top. Robbo's nowhere. Does force his way back in. It's a shocking sliding challenge there from Robbo because he misses the ball completely. But, yeah, eventually, we get a goal kick out of it. Busy Media, how are we, dude? Nice to see you in. Villa now in possession. Edge of the box. Strike, blocked by Virgil. Second ball. Headed away by Bradley. That's a free out, referee. Free out. Johnny Rika said we're a chore to watch. I don't know about you, mate. I don't know what game you're watching, but I'm seeing a better performance today. You say we're a chore to watch. I think we've been much better, much more energy, and the press has been far more impactful from the front. So I'm happy enough with what I've seen so far. We should be, well, 1-0 up. Szoboszlai should have scored. Gakpo. Back to Ryan. To Maka. Kanade. Salah. To Bradley. Back to Ibu. Salah cuts in field, slips the ball down the line looking for Szoboszlai. Unlucky. Just too much on it and it goes behind for a goal kick. And the Villa player then collides with the advertising hoarding. Emi Martinez giving a Billy Big Bollocks as usual. Mate, you're, what are you now, 107 years of age and you have 2 lines shaved into the side of your head. I can't take you seriously, Emi. Stop it. I mean, to be fair, there's not much in this between this incident that Onana's gone into the advertising boards with. I think they're trying to make something and nothing out of it personally. Mutz, how are we, dude? Said, hey Craig, how are you? What are your thoughts on the new bus airing coaches that have the baggage compartment up high on the outside of the bus instead of down low? They used to be because I had a bad accident this morning. I think I've been on a bus airing coach once in my life, Mutz. I hate public transport in Ireland, dude, so I avoid it like the plague. So I'm sorry you had an accident. I hope you're okay. But I didn't even know what you described there had changed, mate. So I don't really have an opinion on it because I didn't know it existed. But I hope you're okay. Onana's trying to run off the knock he took to his left leg. Any updates on Grandad? Yeah, I said it earlier on, mate, at the start of the stream. We sent the money across today to cover the cost of the trip that they had. And yeah, delighted to do so. There's still a bit of money left from the super chats that came in. So we're going to donate that to a Fans for Food Bank during the week. But yeah, Grandad and grandson have been reimbursed the cost of their travel and their ticket as promised. And thanks to your incredible support. King Cop, so Craig, are we playing better? I would say yes. I would say yes, mate. We are. Certainly look like we've got more energy from the front anyway. Not our best, but I'm not trying to say we're back, but it's not been as frustrating a performance as maybe other ones. And here we are, nearly half an hour in and we still haven't conceded, so I'll take that as well. But Bradley, second balls, boys. Oh, fuck off. Canade's a fucking clown. He's a clown. He's just a clown. I'm sorry, he's a clown. I've nothing else to say except he's a clown. He just goes straight through the back of Watkins, blatantly arm shoved through the back from, gives away a free kick. He's a clown. I've nothing else to say. He's a fucking clown. Time and time again, he gives away cheap free kicks. Absolutely avoidable, absolutely pathetic, and it does my nut in. Cross in. Shay Bannon, thank you, mate. Appreciate those kind words. Bradley, he loses it now. And fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus Christ. For all the people saying that Watkins definitely dived, I don't know what you were looking at, but I could clearly see Canade's arm pushing through. And if you felt that you're going to go to ground, and Canade does it way too often, it's just clumsy. He's always more concerned with a physical battle than actually looking at the ball. Gakpo cuts inside. That's a free. Free kick in a very shootable position. Gueston brings down Cody Gakpo. Gakpo does really well. Cuts inside, as we know he loves to do. Then cuts back across. Oof, about a yard, if even, outside the 18-yard box. So, good shootable position, this. I don't know how there's no yellow card there, by the way. It should have been a yellow card. It was a blatant trip. I don't understand how that's not a yellow. Thoughts on the rugby league on Everton today? As an Aussie, always good to see a win over England. Will be a busy day in Liverpool. Honestly, didn't even know it was on. To be honest with you, mate, sorry, didn't even know it was on. But I'm glad you enjoyed your win. But I won't lie, I didn't know it was on. And thank you, Hainsey. Much love to you. I hope things are well for you, sir. Right, here we go. Free kick. So it looks as if it's going to be Salah. Just walk, Salah. Get away from this ball, will you? Just get away. Step aside. Right, here we go. Szoboszlai over it. Salah over it. Szoboszlai saved. Oh, at least he forced the keeper into a save. Good strike. Keeper gets down well, makes a save. At least he forced him into a save. Second ball. Come on, still there. Robbo heads it out left side to Gakpo. Come on, boys. Gakpo to Robbo. Tries to get it back to Gakpo, but again it's intercepted. Back to McAllister. Canade. Gravenberch. Back to Bradley. Canade. Come on, boys. They're there for the taking. Come on. Cross in. Headed away again by Villa. Second ball will be back to Liverpool, though, with Conor Bradley. Canade. Maka. Back out to Gakpo. Goes to the outside this time. Puts it across. It's headed away at the near post. Second ball. Szoboszlai. The Gravenberch. Back to Dom. He's under a bit of pressure. He goes back to Ibu. Come on, boys. Keep it up. That's what she said. Sounds like a busy night, though. She's saying, come on, boys. Keep it up. Who am I to judge? Salah turns inside. Go on, Mo. Go on, Mo. Oh, he takes a heavy touch. Ricochets into Robertson's path. Robbo's cross-in's cleared away. Salah done all the hard work there, and then a really heavy touch just took the ball away from him. Come on, boys. Virgil. Yes, Dom. Yes, Dom. Mutz said, my bag had slipped to the back and I had to arc myself over the wheel of the bus to reach and slipped. A wheel smacked my ribs off the bus. In Spain, first day of halls now, indoors, pain, feel crap. Mate, I had a similar incident. I was in Lanzarote in the airport and was coming out of the bathroom and slipped and had to put my hand out to block my fall into the door frame and messed up my shoulder. And I've been in agony for 2.5 weeks now. A whole holiday was wrecked for me. Spent it between clinics, hospitals and painkillers. So I feel your pain, man. And I hope you feel better soon. Gravenberch, ball flipped in. And I'm still having to chew painkillers right now and get physio to just function. I haven't slept right in 2.5 weeks. Do you think they tried to get rid of Arna? That slapstick? No, I don't think they're trying to get rid of Arna. Bradley, ball pulled back. Ekatike, Maka, Gakpo's shot is weak and blocked. Come on, boys, we've got to make this pressure count. Do make sure you get your ribs checked out, though, Mutz. You're in holidays in Spain, as you said, so I don't know if you have an IC card with you, but do make sure you get yourself checked out, mate, because my dad broke his ribs before, and he said it was agony. Virgil. Gravenberch, he's fouled. Free kick, Liverpool. Come on, boys. Decent delivery this time, Robbo. Come on, give him something to fight for in there. That's a better delivery. Canade, oh, fuck's sake. I think he jumped too soon. There's a better delivery in from Andy Robertson. Arcling towards the back post. Canade gets up. He almost looks like he gets up too soon, does he? Yeah, he doesn't have the hang time to really connect to it. And then he landed awkwardly and he looked in some discomfort as he was jogging back. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Gravenberch's dispossessed now. Villa looking to counter. Well done, Connor Bradley. Well done, Connor. Referee plays advantage to Liverpool. Well done, ref. Soboslai inside to Maka. Maka out for Gakpo. On the overlap, Robbo. Gakpo cuts in. Ah, fuck off. Jesus Christ. Gakpo cuts in and he has a shot. And they could have stacked one goal on top of another goal and then put it twice as wide and it still would have been over and wide. Awful shot. I'm not even exaggerating. Could have stacked the two goals together and put the same again to the right-hand side and it still would have missed the target. Owen said, the Premier League is gone. Don't see anyone stopping Arsenal. Annoying, especially we beat them early in the season. That's a dive, referee. That's a fucking dive. Oh, come on. That's a dive. He bought that. That's a dive from... Fuck off. Adam said, there's a better performance. Not perfect, but a lot more intensity. Just need to make the pressure count. I agree with that. And Owen, to get back to your comment, I think as well the Premier League's not there for us, but we still have to get better, mate. We still have to win. Right, free kick Villa. 5.5 minutes left in the first half. It's like, I mean, surely too far out this for a shot from Villa, but... Villa go short, then have a strike, drag it miles wide, goal kick Liverpool. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Canade takes the goal kick short to Bradley. who goes long, looking for Salah, who's in a battle there with Digne. Salah comes out well done, Mo. Much better. Well done, good strength. Switches the ball up now, left-hand side. Robertson, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch. Again, pass for Ekitike. That's short. Cash nicks in and wins it. Time for slot to go. Zero identity. But Jordan, you'd made your mind up about that before the game kicked off. Let's be honest. Because we've been playing better today. Now, I'm not saying the manager shouldn't be under pressure, mate. But we've been playing better today than we have in recent weeks. Jacko said 10-7 Ireland after 20 minutes, in case you're wondering. I'd seen it was 10-0 a minute ago. So thank you, though, for keeping me up to date. And Jordan, I'm not saying you're wrong about lack of identity, mate, but let's be honest, today we're seeing better than we've seen in recent weeks, although we're still not winning, so. Maddie said, nice to see us pressing again. Better. Yeah, certainly. And it's worked for us. The pressing has won us back possession on a few occasions. We've been wasteful. Gravenberch. Morgan said nothing to show for it so far. Hey, I agree with that as well, mate, but like I said, I can only talk about what's in front of me at the minute, and so far, you know, we've... Oh, here we go, Maka. Oh, shot blocked, unlucky. Come on, boys. Szoboszlai, come on, it's there for us. Keep going. Cross in, goal, 1-0. Hugo Ekitike header, gets in, 1-0. Whoop, whoop. Oh. Hugo Ekitike. Oh. 1-0. There we go. And it's no more than we deserve. No more than we deserve. Arna looks worried like he's offside here. Arna looks worried. He's off. Fuck. He's 100% off. He's offside. 100% offside. Bollocks. It's getting ruled out. Any suggestions for the 60-minute subs, mate? Yeah, Wirtz. Wirtz for either Gravenberch or Maka. Can't argue about this. He's offside. Fuck. Unlucky, though. Look, it's the right call. There's no arguing about that. I knew as soon as I seen Arna's face, when Arna had seen the iPad, I knew as soon as I seen his face, this was getting ruled out. Much better from Salah. We're playing as a team. Said if it bleeds. He's been much better today, absolutely. Look, I have no complaints about Salah's performance today so far. Oh, yes, well done, referee. Not buying the dive, and well done. Now, how about a booking for the dive? Well done, Salah. Lovely bit of play, Mo. Go on. Unlucky, Mo. He's dispossessed. He's crowded out. But lovely touch again from him. Come on, boys. It's there for us. Come on. Great to see Mo looking a bit more like himself. He's been very, very bright so far in this game. 4 minutes added on with the ref at the end of the first half, folks. 4 minutes. Golazzo! Goal! Salah scores 1-0. I didn't even see it. I seen Salah in the chat. I look up and it's 1-0. I don't even know what happened, but I know Salah scored. And it's no less than he deserves. I think it's an Emi Martinez mistake, which I've been telling you was there. Mohamed Salah gets his goal. Liverpool 1-0 up. The Villa fans who were mocking him a minute ago, have a little taste of that there, motherfuckers. Woo! See? Billy Big Bollocks Martinez there giving it all. Look at me with me 2 lines shaved in me head. You're shite. Passes it straight to Salah, who right foots it into the open goal, and it's 1-0. Did I call that or did I call that? You're welcome. Put me in, coach. Didn't I say it to you? Didn't I tell you that there's mistakes from that Villa backline playing now? Did I or did I not say it? And there he is, right-footed, first time. Emi Martinez, left-stranded. Take that. Well in, Mo. There was no assist. It was just a pass from the keeper that Mo intercepted and right-footed it straight into the goal. 1-0 the Reds, and it's no less than we deserve. Go on, Mo. Mo Salah, Mo Salah, Mo Salah, running down the wing. Salah, la, 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 the Egyptian king. And he's been brilliant today. His performance deserves that goal. Great to see him back looking like himself. And again, you don't buy a ticket, you don't win the raffle. 250 goals up now for Mohamed Salah. Gakpo, corner Liverpool. Come on, boys! $250 up now for Mo, which is an incredible tally. Right, corner just before half-time. Harry said, if I was a Villa fan, I'd be livid because you can't say they haven't been warned about sloppy play out from the back. Yep. I've sensed it from the start of the game, mate. You could see that it was there for us if we did get the press right. And it wasn't any, like Salah took that quickly and did very well with his right foot. Corner in from Gakpo, cleared away to the near post, drops out. Bradley, no, less said about that strike, the better. But come on, boys. And let's be honest about it, it is no less than we deserve from this first half. Particularly, Salah he's been sharp all game. But Emi Martinez should concentrate less on being Billy Big Bollocks and being a mouthy fool out there and more about passing to one of his own teammates. So Canada got into a tussle there with McGinn by the advertising hoardings. McGinn kind of brushes him and he collides with the advertising. Canada was stopping him from getting the ball and McGinn bumped into him and he hit the advertising hoardings. Right, throw in taken by Villa. Watkins, is it Rodgers this time goes to ground? There's a big appeal for a penalty. Ref waves it away. Liverpool now on the counter. Salah tries to slip it into Ekitike, but he's blocked off and the ref gives a free out. Half time. Ref's blown up. Half time. So, at half-time, it is Liverpool in lead by a Mohamed Salah goal to nil. A deserved lead as well, I should say. So let's finish this now. Let's get out second half and get this sealed. Oof, relief. Going in at half-time 1-0 up. Attacking the cop end second half. And look, we deserve it. We deserve to be 1-0 up. We've been the better team. So yeah, at half-time, Liverpool won. Aston Villa 0. So let's go through some of the numbers from the first half. Possession, 52% for the Reds. Shots, 13 for Liverpool, 3 on target, 5 for Villa, 2 on target. Dangerous attacks, 23 for us, 19 for them. Total passes, 200 for us, 182%, 182 for them. 88% passing accuracy for us, 82 for them. We looked much better. That was a much improved first half of football. And we were saying that even before the goal. And I also said, for people who maybe weren't with us during the first half, I said that there was a mistake in that Villa backline. If the press continued to press, that they will fuck up. And they did. No surer thing than Emi Martinez passed it, Salah intercepted it and scored. Better. Now we need to see it out. The real Johnny Sin said, much better now. Keep it going and finish them. I agree. Christina van der Merwe said, looking better. Finally looked like we were on the same page, said Craig O'Clock Dan. A lot better so far, said Mark Hicks in the chat. Craig just got here. How was the first half, said Big Dave. So, first 10 or 15 was kind of, but we grew into the game. And I don't know if they fed off the crowd or not, Dave, but it felt like the press grew as the half went on, if that makes any sense. Yeah, really impressive. Really impressive. Compared to what we used to being seen, by the way. Yeah, we deserve it. We had a goal ruled out and correctly ruled out. A moment before the goal for an offside against Ekitike, which again was the right decision. But we need to build on this now. Going in at half-time, 1-0 up, see it through. We know now if we can keep a clean sheet second half, the game's won. But, you know, I'm happy. I'm happy. What else we got? Worth staying up till 4 a.m. in Thailand. Well, I'm glad you're getting a better result, mate. But yeah, hopefully we can see it through. Josh Mealing said, need to play like this going forward. We do, Josh. And this is what was making me smile, mate. There was a lot of people in that first half who popped in who were already writing, like saying, no identity, as an example. And I called out that because I'm the first one to criticise this team when they need to be criticised. But if you didn't see something better in that half and you were still getting to the point of moaning, I think you were just looking to get rid of the manager at that point. I'm somebody who has no problem calling shit out, but I'm also somebody who will put my hands up when I see something different. And that has been a better 45 minutes than a lot of other performances. It's not brilliant. It's not at our best yet, but it's something to build on. We wanted a reaction from the players, and we're getting it. And the crowd have played a part in that reaction as well. David said the balance looks better tonight. Thank you, David Massa. Appreciate you, bro. Find the Pass said we look good. We actually have a formation. Said thank you, mate. Great assist from Emi Martinez. Much better, said Tipsy Dipsy. Yeah, that was there. Our press was causing them problems, and with Villa's insistency to play out from the back, there was a mistake in him, and it wasn't an easy finish for Salah either. He hit it first time right-footed and passed it into the goal, and you know what? I'm delighted for Emi Martinez because he is one unlikable git. If Liverpool win 4-0, we'd be second in the league. Literally lost 6 out of 7 games. The league isn't over yet. Arsenal always bottle it. Up the fucking Reds. Look, I'd love you to be right, mate. Of course I would. But let's just do it one step at a time and start taking care of our own results. Salah needs an apology from these plastic Mane fans. Look, can we not do that? Can we not do that? Can we not start the I'm better than you shit again? Because any criticism he got from his poor performances was fair, same as any other player. Let's not start like having a go at each other. Let's just enjoy the fact that, yeah, he is playing better. And we're all happy for it. You know, we all want to see him succeed. We want the team to succeed. So let's not start going on each other again. Let's be upbeat and positive and stick together on this one. Going to see the Isle of Wight band, Wet Leg. Nice. Enjoy. Sean Hammond said, worried about when they get past the press, they're straight at our back four. But that is the risk of the press. That's the risk of the press, mate. And if it's done well and they play around it, that's good football. But if it isn't, you're getting the joy we're getting tonight. So that's why you have to commit to it. If you commit to a press and a team can play around you and get in, you got to hold your hands up and say fair play. But you also, if the press is working, either get them to keep doing it and you keep getting joy out of it, or they revert and go long and you're getting the ball back. So, look, we have the lead now, and I'm delighted because Villa have to come and do something, and that should give us a bit more space. This one from Joel said, "Hi Craig, watch the game. We've played good today." Yeah, we're playing better, mate. We're playing better, Joel, and thank you for your kind words. Joel, Liverpool Navy. Nessie said, "Win, lose or draw, but we put in effort like that in the second half. I'll take it as a step in the right direction, as it's enough for me as of right now." Yeah, fair. Like, even when we were losing, we had the conversation that if you're losing and you're playing well, you lose to a better team, fair enough. But if you're losing and you look clueless, it isn't good enough. And you're right, the effort has been there today. And Mohamed Salah is, without a shadow of a doubt, man of the match so far. Not for his goal alone. He's just been skinning Digne down that left side, or their left side, their right side. Salah's just had him on toast today. And he looks sharp, he looks focused. Ekitike looks lively, Dom looks good. Gravenberch, Maka could be a bit better. I'm not going to lie about it, but look, as you said, Nessie, let's build on it, and that type of effort will go a long way. Wayne said, "Feels strange not conceding a goal before half-time. Been so long now, we're meant to react again. Much better first half, looks like we want to fight." Yeah, and I think the crowd, as much as I can't hear the crowd, I can tell that the crowd are biting on some of these moments. Yeah, I can tell the crowd are lifting the players, whether it's the challenges, the Emi Martinez stuff, the crowd are doing their part, and that makes a difference. And the lads are responding. Paul Cutt said, "What do you think has made Mo better tonight?" Truly, Paul, don't know. You know, I'd be absolutely guessing, but we wanted a reaction and we're getting it, not just from Mo, who's been sublime, but most of the way around that pitch. Georgie had a great save as well when the Matty Cash cross deflected off Verge. And look, first 15, I was wondering what we were going to see this half. Really, I was. But ultimately, second half, there's lots to be optimistic about because we finished the last 30 minutes of that first half and we were smothering them. Joey, 2 months with us as a member as well, said, "Come on, Reds are doing very good." So he's fairly happy. Chris said, "The only thing that concerns me is the lack of intensity when they break. The usual running off them when we don't challenge them, fall over for foul, so annoying." At least the referee has called out some of these dives that we've seen, Chris, in that first half. And yeah, look, they've got in behind us on a couple of occasions as well. You know, there's been times where they've turned Conor Bradley and got in behind him. But again, what Nessie said, I think, is right. We look like, not that we give a shit, but we look serious out there. We look like we have intensity. We look like we've got energy. We look like you'd expect us to look like at home. Ryan said, "Congrats to Mo for his 250th goal. What a player. Incredible milestone to hit, mate. Incredible. 250 up for Mo." Lewis said, "Best player this half." 100% Salah. And it's nothing to do with the goal. Like, goal aside, it's still Salah. He's been absolutely rinsing Digne down that side. Like, he's had him on toast. Flicks around the corner, little dummies and touches. He's turned him inside out. And Mo, more often than not, has been making something happen today in possession. So, no exaggeration. By far the best player on that pitch. Soberslai's done well. Gakpo's done okay. Some poor decision making, but look, I'm happy. I'm happy. Mitch Kim said, "I got $1,000 on this game on Liverpool winning. Should I cash out now, 400 profit, or see this game out?" So the answer to that is, it depends how much the $1,000 means to you. So if you went into this thinking that the $1,000 you could afford to lose, then up to you. Do you think $400 profit's enough? Personally, it's a lot of money. 400 quid's a lot of dough. And I've been in your position and cashed out lots of times. Maybe not that high a stake, to be fair, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to say to you, it depends how much that $1,000 means to you. If you have the nerve, see it through. If you don't, cash out. But I can't be responsible for your decision, mate. HFMCE said Robbo 100 times better captain. Kane said, or at Kane H52 said the amount of second balls that we're losing is worrying. Yeah, we do still lose a fair amount of second balls. That's fair. But what I want to say is a conversation we've had about defending from the front, you're seeing today. And whilst we still do look a bit shaky at the back at times, if you do defend from the front the way we are, it's going to, one, give us more opportunities at that end, and it's going to relieve some of the pressure on the other end. So tonight, the front line and the midfield are doing their job, and they are helping us defend from the front as well as creating chances. Right, where are we at? And also, sorry, I want to bring back up this for a second to say thank you so much for 21 months with us as a member, Kane. That's really, really supporting us, mate. Appreciate that. Rafa Fire, also 22 months with us as a member, Rafa. Thank you. Firstly, looked like a good team. Way to go, Salah. Yep, he deserves all the praise he gets today. Like I said, I've called players out when I need to. I'll praise them when I need to. And outside of his goal, he's just been top-notch today. Joey, Liverpool Navy, said, Craig, I love your live streams. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Joey. And I really appreciate your support. Footy Fiesta said, we're pressuring Villa. Villa playing into our hands, said Paul Driscoll. You look good in that top, mate, said Rafa Fire. I'll take that, Rafa. Thank you. It's a lovely hoodie. Of all the Liverpool stuff I've bought this season, I'd say this is probably the best quality of stuff I've bought. It's really well made. Ben Harris said, more balance, bring on Wirtz last 25 and open them up. I agree with that, and I agree for a couple of reasons, mate. Firstly, they're going to have to open up a bit to try to find something, and that hopefully plays into our hands a bit. Just James said, we literally can't lose or draw this, lads. Agreed. From this position we're in now as well, especially, yes. Now look, mate, I said before the games it's a must win. But when you go 1-0 up at half time, you're not wrong. Anything outside of a win now is nowhere near good enough. Who would you take off for Wirtz? Gravenberch. And here's why. Because of him coming back from timeout. So for that reason, you could equally argue Maka because he played midweek, but I think Gravenberch because he's coming back, and you want to have him ready then for Tuesday as well. So if there's an opportunity to get him off, I would say do that and put Maka into the deeper line position. Better play today. Good to see a bit more intensity, said Joker Gaming. Or Joe Kerr Gaming. Sorry, mate. Yeah, better intensity is right. Better work rate, better effort. Still not enough second balls being won. I would like to see more second balls being won, as some others have pointed out. Malty said, just got a ticket to the FU Trent party on Tuesday. Nice, enjoy. Don't know what to expect on Tuesday, mate. I'm really unsure yet. Players are coming back out for a little warm-up here ahead of the second half. Mr. A. Santino said, am I the only one who thinks we're lucky to be 1-0 up with a great save from the post from being down in this game? Pressed better, but still worried. Look, the great save was luck from their part as well. Let's be honest about that. That wasn't a shot. It was a cross that took a wicked deflection. The post one, yeah, fair enough. We should have been doing better there. But it's football. We're never not going to give up a chance or two, particularly with our style of play. But, I'm seeing a better performance. And most importantly, so far we're 1-0 up with a clean sheet. So I'll take that. Love what I'm seeing from Salah and Dom today. You'll never walk alone, to the Ruthless. Yep, again, Salah's been brilliant. And I don't mean good, I do mean brilliant. Like, really, really good today. It's nice not fuming at this point in the match, said Cal, LFC fan, 26 months with us. It is, Cal. It is, mate. And hopefully we're feeling the same at the end. Right, second half's about to get underway. Jacko Venter said 10-0, half-time, scrappy game. Good to see Liverpool ahead. Thank you, sir. Liverpool Navy said, Craig's my 26th birthday next Monday. Oh, mate, what I'd give to be 26 again. Happy birthday to you, my friend. Hope you have a good one. Right, the Reds attacking the cop end here, second half. Fingers crossed we can get this win and then build on it with another huge game on Tuesday against Real Madrid. Right, we're underway. Second half. Masked Track said, don't think Gakpo's looked good at all. I think he's been wasteful. Mate, but I wouldn't say he's been poor. I would just say wasteful. But look, I'm trying to look at the positives as well. But that doesn't mean we should just ignore everything else. I do get your point. Right, we're underway, as I said. Throw in. Ball into Gravenberch. Right side. Reverses it looking for Bradley. But now we've turned over possession and Bradley's out of position. Good challenge, Connor Bradley. Brilliant challenge. Tracks back and wins the ball. Well done, Connor. That Anglo-Saxon bloke said, I've always been a glass half empty kind of man until we go into the international break with at least 2 wins. I'm remaining sceptical. Sorry. Hey, look, I'm probably a glass half empty kind of guy as well. But either way, we want to win today. We can't sit here and guess what will happen Tuesday and Sunday because we don't know. But you know, a win today will start to ease some of the fear. Is probably the right word. Right, I will sync up at 46.5 minutes. Sorry, I missed the 1 minute sync up, but I was just making sure I get through some of the chats. So coming up now. So we're coming up to 46 minutes, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So we do that, by the way, in case you want to pause up your TV and we're all on the same time frame, just in case anybody ever wondered. Canade, back to Virgil. Harry Sinclair said, bad news, Craig. Ireland rugby team are down to 14, but you're winning 10-7. I'm not mad into rugby, to be honest. And with Ireland, I don't really care what we do in autumn internationals because it needs to transfer into a World Cup and a semi-final minimum because we've never been that far as a country. So we've had loads of false dawns where we've looked great until we get to a World Cup. So I'd rather maybe have some poorer results and then do well at a World Cup because ultimately that's what we need to do. Arsenal fan, but hope to see this against Madrid. Thank you, Samuel. Appreciate that. I'm sure you're happy enough with your season so far, mate. That defence of yours looks rock solid. Salah, wide right, cuts in field. Lovely ball. Was he offside or onside? Oh, he was off. I was going to say, if Gakpo's onside, this is criminal. But he's offside. Let's have a look. Oh, it's close enough. The bottom lad. Shot. I don't know why Gakpo, by the way, even tried to control that. He should have just hit it. That was poor. He should have just hit it. Didn't need to control it. And it might have been closer than we think because the guy at the bottom of the screen looked like he was maybe close to playing him on. Do you like the darts? I love the darts, Jake, yeah. Let's get another one and see the alien dance, said Shane Bennett. Thank you, Shane. Lawson Peacock said, say hello to Simon. He's a big, you said liver shit fan. Simon, how are we? And don't mind this Lawson lad calling us liver shit, bro. You picked the right club. Gary said, from LA, Craig, my 21st birthday today, and I'd like nothing more than a win. And how do you rate Bradley and Frimpong at right back? Well, firstly, happy 21st to you, mate. Many happy returns. I hope you're having a wonderful day. How do I rate Bradley and Frimpong? I don't know how to rate Frimpong yet at Liverpool because I don't know what position he's going to be playing in because he's not a right back and he's not a right winger. We don't play with a wing back. So that one's always confused me. With Connor Bradley, I'm a big fan, but he's not finished the article yet. There's still more work to do from him. His work rate's there. His tenacity's there. He's not too shabby in the final third, but he does still, like any young defender, have some things he needs to work on. But again, happy birthday, man. Delighted for you, 21. Been a long time since I was 21. Villa now, right side. Liverpool forced them back. It'd be very interesting to see what changes the manager does make today and when. MJ, or MJ New Zealand, I think it is, said, great seeing us being more direct tonight, Craig. Yeah, look, we've just been better. Better in every aspect. So, yeah, just happy, mate. Just happy that we're winning. Hope we see it through. Come on. That's it. Keep that press. That's it. I love it. Forcing Villa backwards over and over again. Martinez goes long, direct through the middle. Canade's first one there. Heads the ball into midfield. I don't know why the fuck did you let that bounce, Ryan? We've won it back, but Gravenberch lets it bounce, loses the ball, and then one of our players comes and wins the second ball. But he shouldn't be letting that ball bounce. So the Ekatike thing that you're talking about that says the goal scorer, that's something that we can't control because we use an automated system that updates the scores. So yeah, you're right. He didn't score, Salah did. I don't know if Connor can manually take that down or not, but it is an automated system. But good spot, you're right. Take the ads off. Oh yeah, sure. I'll take the ads off. My kids don't need food or at me. I'll take the ads off because you don't want to watch ads. Sure, that's what I'll do. All this free content, we'll take the ads off as well. Sure, what could go wrong? Maka into Ekatike. Back to Virgil. Canade. Out left side. I think there's a mouse on my walls, by the way. I swear I hear something scratching. Gakpo tries to pick out Salah. Salah heads it back in. Bradley. Oh, lucky. Good save, Emi Martinez. Great football. Oh, the offside flag is up. Oh, Jesus. Great football, though. Buy an ad blocker. How about not buying an ad blocker? How about that? This always makes me funny. People buy ad blockers. So you like a channel, you want to support the channel, but you don't want them to exist because you want to put ad blockers on. So the person that you support doesn't make any money. Doesn't make sense, right? It's very someone saying that to someone saying that to a YouTuber who does all the stuff for free is kind of disrespectful in all honesty. Like, if you like a channel, surely you don't mind sitting through a couple of ads for that person, you know, because everything that they do is free, to be fair, so. This actually makes me chuckle. This actually does. This, see, not the way I talk about a decent bit of fun trolling. That's it right there. The scratchings, the kids you haven't fed because you removed ads. Fair. I like that. Well played. Just come into the sitting room and you'll hear it. Right, throw in Villa, far side. Will you stop banging it, Sabrina? They'll make noise when they make the noise. What did I just say to you? Villa intercepted. Come on, boys. Counter, counter. Salah. Still Salah. Unlucky. He's brushed off the ball. Referee says play on. MS Game said, Craig just want to say, delighted that you allowed me to watch Liverpool through you. Footy's expensive from one Irishman to another. Proud of you. Thank you, man. Really do appreciate that. Hugo Ekitike getting the crowd up now. He's fouled. Free kick against Villa. Does a person off YouTube Premium affect ads for you? All YouTubers that are monetized get a cut of YouTube Premium, mate. So, everybody does get a percentage of YouTube Premium. So, no, it doesn't negatively impact us at all. Right, 57 minutes on the clock. Come on, boys. Anton said November this year. I'm kind of considering it, mate, to be honest with you. Unlucky Salah. Yeah, I'm considering it. I can't grow a beard, but I could probably just about get a tash in. So maybe. Villa about to make a couple of changes. Daniel Malin, one of the players that they have, getting stripped off and ready to come on. Craig, are you happy how we're playing at the moment? I wouldn't say I'm fully convinced we're back, but we're 1-0 up, and as long as we see it out, yes, I'm happy. Look, the effort and work rate is there today, and we look miles better than we have done in recent weeks. Gravenberch now, edge of the box, strike, 2-0, gets in, that'll do. Ryan Gravenberch takes a strike, edge of the box, takes a deflection, it's past Emi Martinez, and the Reds are 2-0 up. Whoop, whoop. There we go, 2-0, I'll take that. You don't blame it on the sunshine, you don't blame it on the moonlight, you don't blame it on the good times, blame it on the boogie. There's a little dancing alien friend, Newlon. I just can't control my feet. There we go. Ryan's back with a bang. Liverpool 2-0 up. And this is why you should shoot. Because this can happen. Ball to Gakpo into Maka into Gravenberch, skips across to the left side, has a shot, deflects off a couple of Villa players and flies past Emi Martinez. Get in. See? That's why you shoot. Delighted for Gravenberch. It'll be go down as his goal because the original shot was going on target. Gets in. Unai Emery disgusted on the sidelines as he was just about to make his double change. That'll do. Love that celebration. Ryan gives it the L as well for the celebration. 2-0, gets in. And breathe. Why does it say Mo has scored? Might be because Mo has scored. The one that hasn't scored is Ekitike. The graphic, we can't change that, unfortunately. But Mo has scored. He scored the first. Right, come on. 2-0 up just before the hour mark. Now, hopefully, the lesson we've learned here is don't stick at this, because we've learned 2-0 scorelines before. So hopefully the lesson they learn is keep going. Gravenberg. Soboslai. Salah. Soboslai. Do you know what? It just feels like some of the swagger is back in some of the players, right? You can see it in Dom, in Mo, in Ryan. It just feels like they're playing with more of a swagger. Salah. Ball in, blocked by Villa. Second ball. Ekitike still fighting for it. Brings down the player though. Free kick. Free kick Villa. Come on, boys. Logan said, I'm always watching the match in Spain, so love your commentary. Appreciate you, Logan. Thank you, mate. I hope you're enjoying the game as well, mate. All the way over there in wink wink Spain. Oh, Soboslai slips it into Salah. Salah. Oh, his shot ricochets. Don't touch it, Dom. You're off. He does touch it. Free. The real Johnny Shin said, rest in peace to LFC fan Wayne Broadhurst, by the way. Thank you, Johnny, for that. Don't know who the gentleman is, but Liverpool fan passed away. Absolutely rest in peace. Come on, boys. This is better. This is more like it. Someone said best performance of the Prem season. From us, yes. I would say so. Villa strike straight at Georgie. I would say so, but it's not over yet. There's 30 minutes, well, just under 30 minutes to go, and we all know how dangerous a 2-0 lead is. But look, certainly, it's not an accident that when Mo's playing better, the rest of the team follows, because Mo has been sensational today. I just jinxed him there as he runs straight into Lucas Digne, but I'm taking responsibility for that. That's not on Mo. That's on me with the commentators' jinx. Still, don't agree with the team aren't a put out midweek. Oh, no, there's no excuse in that, Brennan, in my eyes. None. I'll never back down on that either, mate. I can understand the 11, but not the bench. But we all said as well, he's got to get a response and a result now after doing that. And to be fair, so far so good on that front. But I agree with you, Brendan, I do. You need to do X Factor with singing like that. Well, to be honest, we all know how shit me singing is, but that's kind of why I do it. If you get me, like I don't have any preconceptions that I can sing, but I also don't care, so I just have a bit of fun with it. Two, if I'm phrasing this right, do you have any merch that doesn't have Liverpool branding on it? Yeah, I bought some stuff over the last, because we're moving into the studio. I don't know if you mean Anfield Agenda merch or me personally merch. The Anfield Agenda stuff is, no, not really. I don't think anyone would ever be interested in us flogging stuff. And the other part, I've loads of Liverpool stuff on my walls in here, but it's all going into the office. So I bought a signed Messi jersey, a signed Ronaldinho jersey, a signed Kaká jersey, and a signed R9 Ronaldo shirt that I'm very proud to have. I'm calling it my Ballon d'Or wall. So R9 Ronaldo, Kaká, Messi, and Ronaldinho. It was my big present to me this year. Of Mrs. nearly killed me when the bill came in, but whoopsies. Shout out to the Collector's Corner, by the way, which is where I get it all from. Absolutely incredible place with great discounts as well on there. And they're the ones who gave us that jersey, the framed Diogo Jota shirt that we gave away. That was thanks to our friends at the Collector's Corner as well. Macca. No, it's not Macca Craig, it's Bradley. The Dom. Back to Salah. Inside Canade. Winky Wonky Donkey said no little angry orange-haired boy this evening. No little angry orange-haired boy this evening. Who's the little angry orange-haired boy? My son? I don't know. Who's the little angry orange-haired boy? I don't know who that is. Unlucky. 25 to go. Still no changes. Sure, we'll see. Oh, yes, Dom. Lovely bit of football. Out to Salah, wide right. Tries to slip it in, comes off. Lucas Digne, he clears it. Liverpool will have the second ball with Canade. Very happy with this, but we must at least not lose to Man City next week. A lot of catching up to do. Yeah, but look, let's be honest about this as well. At any point, an away game against Man City is going to be a tough one. So, but if we can win today, which we're doing, if we can beat Madrid and get a draw at City, that'd be a good week in my eyes. Where you from in Dublin? So I grew up in Shankill, mate. Grew up in Shankill. Haven't lived there since I was 19. But yeah, that's where I'm from. Salah. Free kick Liverpool. He was fouled. The real Johnny Sins said he was a Liverpool fan, dog walker, and grandfather, I believe, stabbed to death in London 4 days ago while walking his dog. Jesus, so sorry to hear that, and may he rest in peace. I'd rather we draw to Madrid than beat City. Yeah, I think I agree with you, by the way. I agree with you. I just think what I've said is maybe more realistic because we're at home. But I do agree. If I could pick the draw and the win, I'd swap it for your one, definitely. We used to caravan in Shankill as kids. Would you believe that that's now a big apartment complex? That same place where the caravan park used to be in Shankill. It's now, I think it's called Old Gavar or something like that. It's just apartments all over the shop. So, ZK2195. I always ask this of people, and I'm going to ask it of you, and I'm going to be nice to you. You said, where are all the fans saying to get rid of Slaw? Haven't seen them. Why can't you just enjoy the win instead of trying to be a sanctimonious arsehole? Like, why do you always feel like, or people come in and feel like they want to just belittle other people? Can you not just come in and be happy as a Liverpool fan, no? Without having to gloat about it? Because if you were happy with losing 6 from 7, I don't know what to say to you. I just fucking hate when people come in just to be a dick. You know, why? Enjoy we're winning. If you're a Liverpool fan, you should be more concerned about that than trying to feel morally superior to someone else. It's just, I don't know. I just don't get it. LFC Drew said, Kaka was the reason I got into football. Coutinho was the reason I'm a Liverpool fan. There you go. Both very good footballers. JFT 9751. So Craig, if only you knew how much we all appreciate you, mate. I'm not able to pay for super chats, but I know we're one community is you, Irish Scouts, same bloodline. Mate, I'm so fortunate to have you guys supporting the channel. I'd never have any expectations of anybody with super chats or anything. You being here and watching is more than enough for me. And your kind words don't go unnoticed, mate. Really, thank you. Marlon now for Villa. Strike. Oh, thought it was in for a second. It's gone wide, thankfully. Had Georgie Marmadash really scrambling, and thankfully it's gone wide. Joe Baroni said, Craig, do you think Conor Bradley can match Holland's pace, strength, maybe shadow him next week? Haaland, I think you mean, is it? Not strength, no. I don't think he can match his strength, no. You know, Haaland's a physical dude. But pace-wise, maybe. Look, I don't really know what to expect with the Man City game because, like I said, at any stage, at any time, going to the Etihad's a tough game. So this had to be the start of it for me because if we didn't win this today or we lost today, I think the mountain then for the rest of the week almost seems insurmountable. But this is hopefully a performance that the manager now feels, okay, we can carry this confidence in. You know the crowd's going to be there on Tuesday against Madrid. So yeah, fingers crossed. Mohammed, I haven't missed your super chat yet, mate. I just need to go through some of the chats and get to it. But I promise you, mate, it's there. And I will, actually, I'll read it out now just to make sure I don't forget. The midfield that won us the league last season. Yeah, exactly. But, well, there's no exact, you're right, Mohammed. It is the midfield that won us the league last year. And, like, maybe that's why he went back to it at the start of the game. Maybe he just thought, right, let's get back to basics. Brian Danielson said, we look like we want to win today. The fight, the grit, winning more duels on second balls. Love your watch along, Craig. Thanks, buddy. No, man, thank you. And I agree with what you said. And I said it at 0-0. We just look better today, but it's not over yet. Villa on the attack, good defended by Verge, and it's a corner to Aston Villa. But you're right, the duels are better, the aggression is better, and most importantly, the main man is absolutely on top form. Salah's been incredible today, nothing short of incredible. David said, hey bro, what you think so far? I'm really happy, David. I'm really happy. Look, there are obviously going to be things we think we can do a little bit better, but this is a good step in the right direction, and hopefully we can build on that. What the? Jeez, look at that. That's stupid. That's got to be trouble. That's got to be trouble. Onana just pushed McAllister straight throw underneath his chin. That's got to be trouble if VAR looks at this. Two hands round his throat and pushes him down. I mean, fuck me. He gets a yellow, but I'm saying that should be a red. I don't know how that's not. How is that not a red? How, in what world is putting your two hands around someone's throat and pushing them down not a red? Fuck off. That's just ridiculous. That's a red card every day of the week. That's ridiculous. He's done it again. Fuck off. He's just shouldered them. Just send that. Don't give us this shit. Send the prick off. Send him off. That's ridiculous. Look, he's... Free out. He should have been sent off, ref. Macca's... Go on, Macca. Go on. How is he still on the pitch? I'm not mean Macca. I mean Onana here. Macca, well done. Look at that. It's arm after arm to Macca's face, and he's still on the pitch. It's like, should be 3 yellow cards there in the space of a minute. What the fuck is the point of VAR? Like, what is the actual point of those Omadons sitting in Stockley Park? Get off Pornhub, put down the Just Fucking Eat menus, and start doing your job, because that should have been a red card. When I see Curtis Jones getting sent off for rolling his foot on the top of a ball... we need to keep this up for the rest of the season, said Paul. It's just like, I can't wait to hear Darren McGallagher telling us on Monday how this was the right decision, because for the love of God, that's like fucking... All he was short in was making Macca tap out there at one point. That's shocking. Florian Wirtz about to come on now. Wirtz was having a little energy gel before he's coming on. Ross Barkley shite, but watch him score today, said the real Johnny Sins. Nice to see Slot go back to the side. Klopp made for him because his own one he tried to build isn't working out. I mean, fuck off. It's just a stupid, childish bullshit comment. And also, anybody who's writing off any player, new or not, inside 10, 11 games is an idiot. So, you're an idiot. I don't know what else to say to you because, you know, the manager has to be given credit for the things that he does right, same as the things he does wrong. And idiots like you just trying to be smart arses can just do one. That just, oh God, just so get my nerves. Funny how 2 goals makes a lot of good manager now. No one said that either, asshole, so you can fuck off as well. You're not Liverpool fans that are coming in to say this, so your opinion means nothing to any of us. Arne Slot was never not a good manager, but Arne Slot wasn't getting results, and Liverpool fans were rightly annoyed. Are we not allowed to be happy that he's winning a game of football now? What do you think? You are idiots. Anybody coming in to try and troll us with that crap is an idiot. Simple as. Fans are happy because the team are winning and keeping a clean sheet. Shock horror. Yeah, Hugo did get subbed, by the way. Hugo got subbed there. Wirtz is on. He's obviously saving Hugo for the Real Madrid game just to make sure, because we don't know, of course, what situation is with Isak. Villa still attacking. Stand up, boys. Stand up. Stand up. Ball back to Mings. Lewis said, Craig, if you could have any match worn signed shirt for any player, any game, who would you want it from? Just curious. Since you have a collection. So I'm going to anger a lot of people with this. If I could have any match worn shirt from any game, sorry, English fans, it'd be Maradona's Hand of God. It would. It'd be Maradona's Hand of God goal. After that, probably take Gerrard's Istanbul shirt, to be honest. But yeah, that Maradona Hand of God shirt would be the very first one I'd be putting my name down for if I could have any shirt from any game. Oof. Barkley, you were nearly right, Johnny Sins. Barkley had a good chance there in the 18-yard box, found some space, swiveled, and thankfully for us, shot flew over the bar. But yeah, you nearly, that would have been on you, sir. That would have been on you. Adrian said, Craig, I was asked to make contact with you by Anfield Agenda email. Did you get it? I haven't got it yet, Adrian, that I'm aware of, but Connor deals with the emails because I'm not signed into them. So I'll ask. Sorry, I meant to comment on that earlier on, bro. I did see you put it in earlier. Sorry, I should have gotten to that earlier. Truth is, I don't know, Adrian, yet, mate, but I will look into it, do it after the game. And like I said, sorry, man, I seen that earlier. I should have responded to you sooner. Virgil, inside. What have we got? 10 to go, folks. The Reds 2-0 up. Wirtz now in possession. Slips it into Gakpo. Gakpo does, again, what he does, which is drift inside, shoot, and this time it's blocked. Isak, never fear when Ekitike is near, said Frozen. Marlon now. Villa going full us, by the way, here, which is just emptying the bench of any attacking talent, trying to get something back in this game. Wirtz steps back in, wins the ball back for the Reds. Well done, Flo. And then I've jinxed him, and he puts it 10 yards behind. Again, I should need to stop praising people, because every time I praise someone, they make a mistake. Johnny Sins putting in a shift with the donations. Yeah, always appreciated. Always appreciated. But he nearly cost us a goal with that super chat. That would have been on Mr. Johnny Sins there. Ollie said Gerrard Champions League final, surely. That was my second answer. To be fair to me, I did say Gerrard Champions League final was my second one. But no, honestly, I'd want that hand of God Maradona shirt. Don't forget, I'm Irish. So the thing that boiled English piss the most in history of football, yeah, I'd take that, lads. Come on, sign me up. So after there's three I'd take. For my Irishness, I'd take Paki Bonner's goalkeeper's jersey from the Romania penalty shootout. The Liverpool fan in me would have Gerrard's Istanbul shirt, and the shithouse in me would have Diego Maradona's Hand of God shirt. Was my dad's name Michael? It wasn't Michael. No, it wasn't. My dad's name was Sammy. Well, that was his actual name was James, but everybody called him Sammy, as his father's name was the same. Yeah. I don't even think there is a Michael in our family. You know, our surname is an unusual and all right, but I don't even think there's a Michael in our extended family I'm aware of. Do I know Johnny Sins is a teacher, plumber, astronaut? Don't forget porn star. Don't forget porn star. I'm aware of Johnny Sins, which is why I like your man coming in with the real Johnny Sins name. Makes me smile. Free kick Aston Villa here. 8 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Busy media, nice to see you in, bro. Always keep a lookout for my fellow YouTubers with a tick beside their name. Always like to say hello to them. So, Busy Media, how are we, sir? Nice to see you in as well. I really don't want to say hello to your wife, the porn star, mate, because, you know, I do know who Lana Rhodes is. I am a man at the end of the day. So if you're married to her, Jesus, fair play to you, mate. But you might want to get tested just to be on the safe side. So I'll do a deal with you. I'll say hello to your wife if you say hello to my wife. Her name's Mila Kunis. Oh, ball into the channel. Go on, Mo. Go on. Unlucky. Unlucky. Come on, boys. Johnny Carr said I have a signed Maradona shirt. So do I. I have a signed Pele shirt. I've been collecting memorabilia my whole life. I used to run a small memorabilia company many, many moons ago. But yeah, I love my signed stuff. So I've got a Maradona, a Pele. I've got an Oliver Stone signed third draft of Scarface. I did have a signed Sopranos picture by four of the cast, including James Gandolfini, that I once sold when I was stuck for cash, and then he died a few months later, and I had mad remorse for selling that then. Has Salah played good? Yes, Kurt. He's played really, really good. Really good. Craig, which completed Liverpool season do you consider the worst? So I only got to give you my experience, and it's not probably based off the numbers of it, but the season that Hodgson was in, I'll never, ever, ever, ever be closer to not wanting to watch football than when he was the coach. That was horrendous, mate. Absolutely horrendous. How big? Be honest. Oh, fucking tiny. I mean, I've never. What have I got to lie about, mate? Nothing. I'd love to sit here and say to you, hung like a horse, but more like a dormouse, to be honest with you, dude. But I'm married, so, tough shit on her. Love your sweater. Just ordered one as well. Cheers, Itachi. Yeah. So, Chad, shout out Chad again. Chad put me onto this when it came out to let me know that there was a new one out, and I got it straight away. It filled a couple of prams, yeah. It's about all it filled. Yeah, it's about all it filled, to be honest with you. As soon as her second one was born, though, I did go and get fixed. I did go and get the snip. So I finally let her in on my, how long would it be now? My 14 and a half year secret. So when I went to get the snip, got it done, was at reception, was about to pay, it was €500 in a clinic in Donnybrook. And I was just about to pay, and your woman said to me, you don't happen to have a medical card, which is our version of like a free medicine card. And Serena had gone out to the car at that point. And I said, I do, yeah, why? And she said, it's free if you have a medical card. So immediately that 500 quid went straight into the betting account. Immediately, as soon as I got out of there. And I only told her about it a week ago. But yeah, that was a glorious day, that was. Because you went through the pain of having that done, and then you get that 500 quid at the end of it, which I was delighted about that. Because 500 quid back then to me meant a lot. Which former player would you bring to Liverpool? So, that ever played the game ever? Gerrard. Yeah, Gerrard. Suarez, Kenny, Mascherano, Hyypiä. Any of those I would happily put back into this team. So Emery got a booking in there as well. Maybe that's what the scratching is in the wall. Maybe, yeah, good shout, maybe. Come on, boys, keep this clean sheet. Come on, that's it, keep working. 2.5 minutes to go. Come on, boys. Yes, hooked away. Nice. Come on. I'm happy, but yet again, no Rio, no Chiesa. I don't expect any different, unfortunately, and as much as I agree with you. Rio I have a bit more understanding of, because, we do want to make sure that he's given the right time and space to develop into the team. So I'm understanding of that one. But I do still feel like we've left ourselves short kind of because of that. So it's like short-term pain for long-term gain. Well done, Canade. Villa put a ball into the 18-yard box. Canade heads it away. Right, here we go, boys. Come on. 3-on-3 here. Let's go. Runners left and right. Slips it in. It's a bit behind. Back to Salah. Oh, his touch is a bit heavy. Unlucky. Another one of those. Come on. Villa now on the attack. We're inside the final minute of normal time. Still Liverpool leading by 2-0. Goals from Mohamed Salah and from Ryan Gravenberch. Side netting. By the way, if you have enjoyed the stream, please do hit that like button for me. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, love you to do that as well. I want to just shamelessly plug our Clips channel as well, Anfield Agenda Clips. If you get a chance, do check that out for me. We're trying to get our Clips channel towards 100,000 subscribers. All of your help will be hugely appreciated, so if you can, do check it out. And of course, if you'd like to submit your player ratings for this one, don't forget, you need to scan the QR code in the bottom corner. Right, come on. Just hit the 90-minute mark. Cross in from the corner from Villa. Liverpool clear it. Salah out on the counter. Again, we've got men forward here. Oh, that last ball again let us down. Bradley. Oh, unlucky. He drills it across. Ricochets off a Villa defender and into the keeper's hands. Unlucky. Unlucky, lads. Brendan said, Craig, I said it earlier, I'd love a clean sheet tonight and start to break the rot. Done that and played the type of swagger we used to. So much better tonight. Agree with all of that, mate. Agree with all of it. And especially the swagger part, we've definitely looked like... What's the ref doing here? So there's 4 minutes added on at the end by the referee. 4 minutes. I want Wirtz to score more than my next breath. I'd love him to score as well, mate. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'd absolutely love him to score. What's going on here? Ning's gone off on a hammy, has he? So back up to third of the table, I believe, with this result. So back into the area, the territory we should be in. Liverpool sportingly give the ball back to Aston Villa there. Emi Martinez rolls it out. Don't forget, we will be asking you guys to vote for your Anfield Agenda Man of the Match in our match reaction, which is coming up straight after the game. It's been a really, really fun night here with you guys. I love the mix of football and bullshit that we've all went through. So yeah, appreciate you all being in. Well done, Georgie. You know, all of our lives are better when the Reds are winning. So yeah, I have great fun with you guys. Honestly, I love these watch-alongs. Thank you for being here with us. Right, we have about 90 seconds of stoppage time to go. Oh, I'm so relieved at this win, lads. I feel so relieved. And I see lots of people thanking me in the chat as well. No need to thank me. It's an honour to be here with you guys. Right, come on, boys. Right in Salah. One's it back. Bradley. Gravenberch. Out to Maka. Maka out left side to Gakpo. Gakpo up against Matty Cash. Comes back. Back to McAllister. Gravenberch. Soboslai. Out to Mohamed Salah. Salah cuts infield. Soboslai. Bradley. Liverpool just keeping the ball and moving it around here. That'll do. Nothing wrong with it. Back to Cody. Slips it in trying to find Maka, but it goes all the way through to Emi Martinez. 1 minute of stoppage time to go. Oh, it's over. Sorry. I thought I said 93-59 or 92-59. It is over. And Liverpool have beaten Aston Villa by 2-0. Yeah. Wow. Relief. Happiness. The storm is over, said Bissy Media. Yes, it is. Delighted for everyone. Delighted for the players, delighted for the manager, delighted for the fans. Just relieved and happy. Because that not only was a win, it was a good win. And the lads put in a real shift. Salah was exceptional. Dominic Szoboszlai was brilliant. Great to have Ryan Gravenberch back. And hopefully this is what we can build on now for the big week ahead, because we needed it. We needed it, and the lads stepped up. Arna made a big decision midweek. He had to get the result. He did. Let's give credit where it's due there, and to the players as well. Georgie managed to keep a clean sheet. Well done on him. And yeah, we'll take it. We'll take that, ladies and gents. The Reds back up to third in the table. Salah back to the score sheet where he belongs. Great to see Ryan get a goal as well. And yeah, Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0. We'll take that. We will take that. Right, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you for a match reaction in 60 seconds time, where we'll get stuck into the nuts and bolts of it. If you haven't, do drop a like on the stream, hit that subscribe button for me, but I will see you guys in 60 seconds for the match reaction. We've done it.